have Jankovic, the captain, there, leading the way. Rode very well last night. Peter Schulpek, and then Matus Kaminek, actually, was a very last-minute change. Actually, only was informed last night that he was riding, so he has a mad dash here to get here. But Zdenek Schneidervin there, the team manager, will be very keen to get his troops really fired up tonight. So now we see Team Sweden coming forward, and we have a change to the team manager tonight. It's Alexander Edberg who will lead his troops this evening. Gustav Gran is the captain of the side, Kasper Henriksson, and Philip Hellström Bangs. Chris, and what a performance he did last year in Manchester.
Very handy guy to have as your number 3, bring him in at any time in the meeting. And yeah, Philip was fantastic in Manchester. He was the lone Swede for much of it and really adhered himself to the fans there.
So now we have the host nation, and we have another change here on the team management side. It's Henrik Müller actually will be the front man for the Danish team tonight. And the first time we see Danish riders going to take to the track tonight, and they're led by Benjamin Basso. Number 2 rider is Kevin Jule Pedersen, and Jonas Knudsen there, the number 3 rider. Riding in front of the home audience, plenty of Danes in the crowd. And I'm sure they'll be really fired up for gold here tonight.
Yes, they will, yes. Solid side, the Danes. Very, very solid.
So there we are. All the teams have been introduced, and they will make their way back to the pits very shortly after the national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you, everybody, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Denmark, mine damer og herrer. Vil venlige at rejse op for den danske nationalmelodi. Thank you very much, everybody.
So there we are, the national anthem of Denmark. We'll be hearing that later on. If they could pick up gold tonight, what a performance that would be. They've been close in recent times, but Poland have been a tough nut to crack in this particular format. And at under 21 level, they have been absolutely dominant in this championship. Poland putting a lot of emphasis on their youngsters, and they're producing riders like coming off the end of a production line. But as I say, the presentation is now over. Riders can now really begin to focus on their first ride of the night. And Chris, this is a big night of Speedway, as we have already mentioned, but the championship on the line, a world championship on the line. There's going to be nerves in the camp. These are young lads. You know, could it come down to just the team that can remain a little bit calm and just hold it all together?
Yeah, I think if team managers have got anything to do in this particular type of competition at under 21 level, I think they've got a very big job to do, and a lot of it is man management, just keeping the guys together, keeping them focused, making sure that if anything goes wrong, they don't lose their heads, and they have a big part to play. But you know, these guys, they're going to be so keen. This is the world stage. This is their big opportunity.
Yeah, it is a massive opportunity, you're right, and yeah, keeping a level head will be vital. I've got to say that Poland are the red-hot favourites, but when you look at teams like Australia and Great Britain and Denmark in particular, I tell you what, also Czech Republic doing so very well last night, qualifying straight through to the final. Jankovic, of course, he's going to ride 3 nights on the trot, so he's going to know this place like the back of his hand. You can't rule the Czech Republic out either.
No, you can't. I don't think you can actually rule any of these sides out. You know, they've all come here with a strong trio. Every single one of them are really quite capable. So, you know, looking at Australia, Keenan Roux, Fraser Bowes, James Pearson, honestly don't know too much about them. They're sort of plying their trade in Poland at the moment, but it's a big commitment for the young Australians to come over here at a young age, over to Europe. You know, you've got to basically move your whole life to Europe, and yeah, it's a big thing for them.
It is indeed, and we look forward to seeing how they go. As you rightly say, when they come to Europe, they mean business. It's a big commitment, and there's no doubt that when they are riding for their countries, they up their game. Very proud of their homeland, that's for sure, when they're overseas. So interesting to see how they go. They are gaining a lot of experience, actually, the young Australian riders. They are migrating towards Poland on a regular basis, and the under-24 league there is certainly bringing them on in leaps and bounds. One or two of them are riding in the UK as well, but nonetheless, don't rule them out. They aren't in the SGP2 series, but there's no doubt as a unit they could be very powerful. Yeah,
as you say, they're not haven't got any riders in the SGP2 series, but nor's Great Britain, you know, and it's quite strange to see that. Two big speedway nations, and don't have any representatives. But, you know, Poland going for their 9th title at this level on the trot. A lot of pressure on them, but as you say, you know, they've got the under-24 league right now, which is bringing a lot of youngsters on, and also for many years now they've had to have 2 under-21 riders in their league teams, and it really has borne fruit for them.
It has indeed, and we'll wait to see how they go. Not too much longer now before heat number 1 gets underway. It will be Australia up against Latvia. Australia will go from gates 1 and 3, and the Latvians from 2 and 4. There doesn't appear to be any changes to the lineup in this opening race. There are a little later on heats 3 and 4. There are changes, but I'll bring that to you as we encounter those heats. But for these youngsters now, there's no doubt that they've been practiced earlier on at 12 o'clock for an hour, but they've been waiting all afternoon. So the nerves will be there, and they'll be very keen to get on with the action, get a good start under their belts, and just relax into the event itself. Mark Lemon now, of course, their team manager, been around a long time. Got to say that Vladimir Rybnikov's also, see the lineup on your screen there, Keenan Roux in red, Fraser Bowes in blue, Francis Gust in white, and Vasulis in yellow. So could well be the way they line up. We'll keep an eye out if they swap round. In this format, just quickly, you can swap them. You're allocated 1 and 3, but the riders don't have to necessarily go that way. But Vladimir Rybnikov's has also been around a long time as well, and is vastly experienced. He's run Grand Prix in Daugavpils. He's the owner of the club there, so he's had some highlights as well. And Francis Gust, there's no doubt about it. Francis Gust looks like a rider that's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, and he's experienced the track. Obviously, tough competition for him on Wednesday, just scoring a couple of points, but no doubt he's got a bright future ahead of him.
So, not too far away from the opening race then. Much better crowding tonight. As I said earlier, lovely evening. Track will dry out. It's been fairly slick on the first 2 nights, and I don't expect anything different tonight. A lot of track action here, but a world championship on the line. You've got to remember that. For these youngsters, such a massive opportunity, and they'll want to get off to a good start. Just waiting for the opportunity to get pushed off and enter the arena for the first time. And you just sense that the Australians with the inside gates here may be a slight advantage in the first race. Plenty of water being ploughed on just before the start of the meeting. Here we go then, riders have been released and they'll make their way out. Not too far to go actually from the pit gate. You turn right and you're almost on top of the start line immediately. Guys will maybe do 1 or 2 practice starts just to settle the rear change down before they actually make their way towards the tapes for the opening race. Number 1, Keenan Roux and Fraser Bowes for Australia, and Francis Gust and Ricard Vasulis for Latvia. I'll keep an eye on which way round they go. It does look like that the Australians are going to ride with Keenan Roux on the inside in red, and Fraser Bowes will go from gate number 3 in blue. But a slight delay while the other guys... What are they doing here, Chris? They're obviously making some adjustments.
Yeah, the clutches are very harsh on these bikes. They're a dry clutch, they bang in, and you've got a lot of RPMs on, so there's a lot of force goes through the chain and through the back wheel, and they can just move a little bit. The subframes can move a little bit just on making the chain come loose, so they just do a couple of starts and then the mechanics check the chain and tighten it up if necessary.
So on the inside in red then is Keenan Roux. Alongside him for Latvia in white is Francis Gusts. In gate number 3 is Fraser Bowes for Australia, and off the outside in yellow is Ricard Ambasoulis for the opening race of the Speedway of Nations 2, the Under-21 World Championship. Championship on the line, gold medals, of course, on the line. I've got to say, Australia have had silver medals in the past, but they haven't managed quite to get that gold, so could it be their night? Possibly got the best start. We did see gate 1 performing very well earlier on last night. It really was quite a big advantage. So here we go then. Riders just settling down on the start line, moving forward. Start marshal. Happy now, Speedway of Nations 2. Here we go. Heat number 1, green lights on. Long pause. They behave themselves. Got to say, Gus has made a terrific start, but Keenan Roux pushing him awfully wide, and Drew's gone down. How on earth Gus has stayed on as well? Dramatic action in the first corner. No surprise to see the red lights come on.
No, that was a very tough first turn, and we can see young Keenan Roux there has planted himself just underneath the air fence. It will have slowed him down, so hopefully he'll be okay. But yeah, there was a bit of youthful exuberance in the first turn. The track's a little bit wet. And
he grabbed a load of grip as well, and straightened up underneath him. He
was very forceful. He'd just run the bike across the tarmac on the inside, across the concrete, and he wasn't giving in to Francis Gus, and unfortunately it's ended with him just tucking himself under that fence.
Fingers crossed that he's okay. Gus just about got away with that. I just sensed that Keenan Roux was just a little bit too enthusiastic going into the corner there, because Gus had made a good start from gate 2 and he just got himself in front actually, and you know, maybe a more experienced rider possibly would have just bided his time a wee bit there, but as I say, that first race nerves maybe getting the better of young Roux there, but as I say, he did disappear under the fence, so we just keep our hopes up that he is fit and well. He is sitting down at the moment. Fraser Bowes is back in the pits there, just having to gather his thoughts and just regroup, because we're going to have to do it all again. And not really a surprise in lots of ways, Chris, that these under-21 boys are just a touch nervous in the opening ride.
Yeah, a touch keen, a bit of exuberance. You can see there Keenan Roux he does the right thing. He forces his way into the corner, but it's the fact that he wants to keep running him. He never quite got himself in front. And Francis Gus has got a little bit of experience. He knows this track. He was here Wednesday. Just keeps on top of him. And yeah, I don't know if it was getting more grip than he thought he was going to get, or whether he was actually trying to run him out. Very difficult to say, but he's run across the cross. I think he just straightened the bike up, got himself in a muddle, to be honest.
Yeah, we're having it confirmed now that Keenan Roux for Australia has been excluded, and that's not really a surprise. It was his mistake here. Very tight as they entered the corner there. He's almost off the track, actually. Very tight as they got there. He gave Gus a good shove. Now that's the moment. That's the moment when the bike straightens up there. Yeah. He really is then in trouble.
Yeah, he's rushed into the corner. He realises that Gus has made a good one. He's just backed it into the corner a little bit hard. Then the bike straightens itself up, and then he just can't get on top of it.
I'll tell you what, Gus was lucky to stay on as well. Yeah, he got awfully tight coming out of the corner there, and it was all dusty right up by the air fence.
He's going to be disappointed, you know. Gate 1, heat 1 can take the advantage from that, so he's going to be very, very disappointed.
So a blow for Australia, no question about that, in their opening gambit tonight, but fortunately we see the youngster trudging back to the pit, so we will see him later on, of course, but not the ideal start for Mark Lemon's team. Certainly it's an advantage for Latvia with 2 representatives in the rerun, and they will be looking to take full advantage. At the very worst, they could get 5 points here if Fraser Bowes manages to win the rerun. But for Francis Gus and Ambasoulis, they've got to be looking at trying to get a 6-point haul here at the very least. But yeah, we feel for Keenan Roux. As I say, he's just going to have to just shake that off somehow, because just a little bit over-enthusiastic in the first corner. You can't blame him. He was giving it everything he had, but a touch more patience and he probably would have come out of the corner in front anyway if he'd hugged the inside. But hindsight, what a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is. He'd rushed in, he'd backed the bike in, just turned the bike a little bit too hard, and hadn't quite made good enough start. And yeah, I think it was more of his own mistake than any intention to.
Yeah, I think the replay showed it clearly. There we see the pit cams and just all the frantic activity that's going on down there. Just when it straightened up midway through the corner, then in truth he really was in trouble, and the bike was getting away from him. But not too much longer now. We've got just over 1.5 minutes before riders must be at tapes. Otherwise, the referee from Ukraine, Alexander Leotasinski, who's been here all week, will have to exclude somebody, and we don't want that. Fraser Bowes now has come out and has actually changed his start position. He will now go from the inside gate, trying to take advantage of that run to the first corner. We've got Ambasoulis will still go from the outside in yellow, and that would suggest that Francis Gust is going to go from gate number 2. And now Fraser Bowes realises he can't do that.
Yeah, he can't.
So
I think he was just having a look.
Okay, well, he's now going to go from gate number 3, Fraser Bowes. So Francis Gust on gate number 2, Fraser Bowes on gate number 3, and Ambasoulis will go from the outside in gate number 4. Second time of asking then for heat number 1 and the Speedway of Nations 2, the World Championship on the line. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we get away smoothly and cleanly this time, and we can get this meeting well and truly underway. Here we go, green lights on. Capes are up, and Gus has made a good start out of gate number 2. Bowes is there right alongside him and tucks into second place as they come out of the second corner. It's Gus. Bowes finding some speed as they go down the back straight for the first time. Oh, my goodness. Gus has certainly turned almost inside out. And Ambasoulis comes charging through and gets the better of Bowes, but now he's running wide, too wide, and that allows Bowes back into second place. He replaced the compliment. Action-pack opening couple of laps here, but Gus out in front for Latvia, looking good.
Yeah, looking very good, and this is what we'll see here tonight with these young riders. There will be a few more mistakes than we're used to seeing at World Championship level, but Fraser Bowes doesn't look overly comfortable. He's making a few mistakes. Francis Gust out front, already got plenty of laps in on Wednesday, looks reasonably comfortable.
Yeah, looking good now, running a little bit wide, but he's got a nice, comfortable lead there. Fraser Bowes has settled nicely. The nerves beginning to reduce now, coming through the last corner. And it's a terrific ride from Gus, and a good result for Latvia with 6 points, with 3 points going to Australia and Fraser Bowes. So Latvia getting off to a fine start here. And we had to wait some time, but there's no doubt about that Latvia will be very pleased with the outcome. And Fraser Bowes hanging on in there, but 6 points for Latvia. Francis Gust out in front, Ambasoulis back in third, with Fraser Bowes for Australia picking up the 3 points in second place, and Keenan Rue being excluded in the initial stagings of the race. And Chris, a satisfying result for Latvia in their opening gambit.
Yeah, I think satisfying is probably the right word. They'll be very satisfied with that result in their opening race, particularly coming off gates 2 and 4 in the opening heat's always going to be tough. But Francis Gust there looked like Fraser Bowes was going to have a run up the inside, certainly had a nibble, runs out wide mid-track there, and Ricard Ambasoulis just steams through. He realises he's got an opportunity as early as the first lap and doesn't need a second invitation. But then he goes on to make a mistake on the very next lap, and that is what we're going to see at this level. There we see Ricard Ambasoulis has just run across the corner right out wide, and Francis Bowes is straight back on him.
He is indeed, yes. An opening race is now completed, and we're on with heat number 2, where we see the Polish team up against Great Britain, and it will be Viktor Szymski in red, it will be Jakub Miskowiak in blue, the under-21 world champion, Tom Brennan in white for Great Britain, and Drew Kemp in yellow for Great Britain as well. So a big heat here in heat number 2. And a tough start for Great Britain, but plenty of pressure on the poles, that's for sure.
Fairly tough start against the 8 times champions.
Yeah,
actually well, more than that. 8 on the trot. Yeah,
14. It's 8 on the trot, which is impressive enough. But 14 titles at under 21 level, incredible performance from the Polish side. So here we go then, heat number 2 with Viktor Szymski on the inside in red. Gate number 2 is Tom Brennan in white. Gate number 3 then is Jakub Miskowiak, and on the outside in yellow is Drew Kemp. So heat number 2, star-studded lineup here, no doubt about that. Tom Brennan, of course, has been announced as the wild card for the SGP2 round in Cardiff in a fortnight's time, so we look forward to seeing him there. Get along if you can to Cardiff. But here we go then, heat number 2 in the Speedway of Nations 2. Green lights on. Oh, movement on gate number 3, big time, but he's penalised himself. Certainly there. Moscoviak nervous on the start line. Got to say that we got away with that. No red lights coming on at all there. But Shemsky out in front, who had a poor night in the SGP2 opening round in Prague, but he's looking good out in front. Tom Brennan in second place. Now we've got Moscoviak coming through to get the better of Drew Kemp into third place. Good effort from him after a nightmare away from the tapes.
Yeah, he just had a couple of stabs at the tapes, Moscoviak. Nerves maybe just showing through there a little bit. Tom Brennan riding a good race. The Brits just tripped over themselves down the back straight on the opening lap, and Drew Kemp lost his momentum, just went out a little bit too wide. Moscoviak not needing a second invitation to come through.
But Shemsky out in front, a rider that they are talking about big time in Poland, could be the next Thomas Golub. Wow! But he's out in front, he's ridden a superb race, and he picks up the first win of the night for Poland. Tom Brennan back in second place, and Moscoviak coming through in third, so 6 points for Poland, a good strong start for them. And there's no doubt that Drew Kemp just looked a little bit untidy at the back there, and 3 points for Team Great Britain. But Poland, the reigning world champions, getting off to a strong start.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that, settles the nerves. You need to make a strong start, I think, in this competition.
You do indeed. So the result then for heat number 2 is Viktor Shemsky out in front. Moscoviak back in third place, 6 points for them. Tom Brennan in second place, picking up the 3 points. We see it again.
Yeah, Przemski just fantastic off the start, off the inside there. We can see the movement just on the outside there. Once again, look at the rider in blue there. Has 2 stabs at it, just trying to anticipate the start.
Yeah.
Referee could have pulled it back, but he penalised himself. He's at the back, referee making the right decision. Once again, even Przemski, who won the race, went across the corner. But if we just watch again, look, you can see he's had 2 full goes at it. Done well not to touch the tape.
He did indeed, didn't he?
Very well. And then on the back straight, the Brits tripping over themselves. Tom Brennan on the inside. Drew Kemp there just gets a little bit nudged from his teammate. Ends up getting very near the fence. I think he probably touches it, actually. Unsettles him as he enters turn 3 on the first lap. And Moscoviak coming through.
Did indeed. So heat number 3 then, where we will see Denmark for the first time, and their representatives here are Benjamin Basso on the inside in red. We've got a change in their side. They have put Jonas Knudsen in here to replace Kevin Newell Pedersen. He will go from gate number 3 in blue. And then for the Czech Republic, we have Jan Kovac coming out of gate number 2 in white, and Petr Šulpak will come out of gate number 4 in yellow. So first time we see the host nation race this week. Plenty of expectation, of course. Such a rich history here in Denmark, particularly at this track, this venue. We've seen so many wonderful nights of Speedway here in Vojens, and could it be a special 2 days for them now? Could they pick up 2 world championships in 2 days? Wow, that would be
a weekend.
That would be a special couple of days for them. But they'll be feeling the pressure. But Benjamin Basso's a rider that I've seen quite a lot of riding in the UK, and he's a rider with a lot of potential, looking good. And there's no doubt that they're talking very highly of Knudsen as well. So let's see how they get on here in heat number 3.
2 home riders know the track very well.
Yeah, they do indeed. So the Czech Republic did very well last night. Can that form roll over into this evening's event? Here we go then. Green lights on, tapes are up, and away we go. Terrific start from Basso on the inside. Kovac is there with him, following through that first corner. Kovac pushing hard, forces his way to the front. Terrific effort there from Jan Kovac. Wow, I didn't think he could get through. I didn't think there was enough room, but he made it. And Basso's really fired up in second place, trying to respond. Petr Šulpak is back in third place. Here comes Basso. Oh, nearly running in the back of him. All action-packed here in heat number 3.
Oh, Jankovic shutting the door, perfect there. He knew Basso was coming. Basso's a tough rider. We've seen him plenty in the UK, and he will not shut the throttle. But here he comes again.
Brilliant move from Basso, climbing up the inside. Superb ride from Benjamin Basso after real argy-bargy stuff from Jan Kovac early on in the race. Got to give him a lot of credit there. He wasn't taking that line down. He's stretching away out in front now. Super ride from Benjamin Basso. Knudsen at the back, that's a disappointment, but yes, a grandstand race of the night so far, comfortably. So he picks up 4 points, but nonetheless, with this point scoring system, a heat advantage for the Czech Republic. So far from disastrous, they pick up 5. And an action-packed race, plenty of replays to look at there. Yeah. No doubt about that.
We enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Heat 3 then. 5 points for the Czech Republic. Second place for Jankovic and Petr Šupek back in third. And a wonderful ride from Benjamin Basso for 3 points.
Big opening ride for the Czech Republic. Taking a heat advantage against the host nation. You can see here the rider in red on the inside, Benjamin Basso, makes the start. But it's all about Jankovic, steams up the inside. I think Benjamin Basso just got a little bit of grip as he's going down the straight, maybe lost a little bit of momentum, but you can take nothing away from the rider in white. Jankovic barges his way through, and absolutely fantastic first lap. He gives him a big elbow. This gap is not big enough. I'll just make it a little bit bigger.
He certainly forced his way through there, that's for sure.
Yeah, Basso learned from that. This is when he shuts the door on the first attempt for Basso to come back through, and that was very, very close. Basso easily could have just collected his back wheel, but he did not make the second mistake on lap 3 as he charges up the inside. Brilliant ride.
Superb ride indeed. So we're up to heat number 4 now, and we see the Australians for the second time up against the Swedish team. Swedish team have made a change here. They've taken out Gustav Grahn and they're going to put in Philip Hellström Bangs now. So Hellström Bangs will be coming out of gate number 3 in red, and his teammate Kasper Henriksson will go from the inside in blue. For Australia in the white helmet colour, we've got Keenan Rue. He'll go out of gate number 2, and off the outside is Fraser Brose in the yellow helmet colour. It's on your screen there for you now to read off. But heat number 4, second time out for the Australians. They'll be hoping for better. But for Sweden, who are a country with a rich history in Speedway, but at this level have sort of slipped away in recent times, there's no doubt that they've got quality. And Hellström Bangs last year in Manchester, all on his lonesome, he was he was an entertainer, that's for sure. So here we go, heat number 4 to finish the first block of races. Possible advantage for Fraser Bose here, having done some laps already this evening. Keenan Rue will be keeping his fingers crossed so he can get around that first corner without clouting the fence.
He'd like to do that.
And that'll be very advantageous. So here we go. Heat number 4 in the Speedway of Nations 2. Settling down, Grady Knight is on, and away we go. Certainly a sharp start there on the inside. Oh, here we go in the first turn again. It's all action-packed. Certainly we see Keenan Rue now coming through to hit the front.
Oh, Bose is going.
Oh, Bose has hit the front and it's gone down. What a shame. Australians are just struggling to keep their both riders up on their feet. He's up and away again, with the Swedish pairing packing in for second and third here, with Hellström Bangs in second place, and we've got certainly Kasper Henriksson. Hellström Bangs is in third place. Stuart Henriksson in second place. But oh, here we go. Fraser Bose has gone down. How on earth his teammate missed him there? My goodness gracious me.
Tricky situation. You don't expect to see, when you're in front, you don't expect to see a rider down on the track.
Wow. That was drama. That could have been so much worse. Keenan Rue did very well to avoid the strewn bike in the middle of the corner there. Let's hope that Fraser Bose is okay. But I tell you what, there was almost too much going on there to follow.
Yeah, it would have been a big shock to Keenan Rue. Thought he was in front of the race.
Yeah, Fraser Bose is on his feet. Good news about that. But nonetheless, the Australians are not having a good run here tonight. They've both races they've been out on the track. So Fraser Bose is out of the rerun, and now that means that all the responsibility will be on Keenan Rue. And I didn't actually see him go down. I was just concentrating on the first 3 so much. Yeah. So we can see it again here and see exactly what happened.
I'm not sure if we will. We can see Fraser Bose there. He's uncomfortable. He's gone down. That happened on the opening lap. Keenan Rue is out front, and he's got back on the bike. And oh yeah, Keenan Rue's done a great job.
Wow.
Able to miss both bike and
That's
rider.
Not the sort of thing you want to see, is it?
No, and you just don't expect it. You know, he wouldn't have realised that Fraser Bose had actually got back up and carried on. He probably didn't even know he'd crashed, to be honest. So, yeah, that would have been shocking for Keenan Rue and the other 2 guys.
Did well to miss the bike. Very well to miss the bike. Good a bit of throttle control there, but nonetheless, it's a disappointing result for Australia once again, losing another rider.
Tough start for those guys.
It is indeed. So they're just going to have to settle down a bit. Just sense they're a touch too wound tight here tonight. trying just possibly a little bit too hard. Understandable, such a big night at Speedway. But for Sweden, this is an opportunity with Henriksson and Hellström Bangs to actually grab a heat advantage at the very least. They could get a big heat advantage if they can get away. But Keenan Rue actually done remarkably well to get himself back after the disappointment of dropping it in the first corner in his first ride. Yeah,
responded very well, got himself sorted out, was looking quite comfortably out front, got himself clear. So he's got to go out and do it all again now.
See what they're getting up to in the pit cams there, with bikes just being prepared for the rerun. As I say, that youngster there will just fell off twice in the same race. That quickly is not something you ordinarily see. So we will be able to believe we will hear from Mark Lemmert at some point, maybe possibly just before the restaging of heat number 4. But nonetheless, riders are now preparing themselves for the rerun. So here they come. Keenan Rue is already out on track. He'll come into gate number 2. Okay, let's get down to the pits with Abby, and she's got Mark Lemon with her.
Mark, these are nervous times. Good to see both of your riders are okay after both crashing out.
Yeah, not ideal start, both of them, hitting the deck. I think I just got to calm down a little bit and just breathe, just go back to the basics. But yeah, they're safe and they're okay. That's the main thing.
Have you said to them, just take it easy, calm things down?
These are young chargers. They're going for it. It's a world championship, and they want to do really good for their country. They're proud boys, but maybe the prize being a little bit dented just out there, but I'm sure they'll regroup.
Thanks, Mark.
Well done, Mark Lemon. Not an ideal moment maybe to be chatting about it, but he's keeping his chin up, that's for sure. So Bride is back up at tapes. Henriksson on the inside for Sweden in blue. Alongside him is Keenan Rue for Australia in white. And gate number 3 in red is Hellström Bangs. And an opportunity for Sweden here.
We spoke about it earlier, didn't we? Just talking to Mark Lemon there, that you know, he's got a big job to do tonight. He's got young chargers, as he calls them. He's just got to keep their heads together.
He has indeed, and that's a role that he's going to have to work on, because they've started nervously. They're just trying a little bit too hard. Keenan Rue, though, can he replicate the start he did first time? And heat number 4, second time of asking. 2 against 1. There's no doubt that Philip Hellström Bangs will be very keen to get away sharpish here as well, with Henriksson on the inside. But Keenan Rue has made a superb start out of gate number 2. Fair play to him. Terrific run to that first turn, tidy around the first corner as well, and powering away out in front. Hellström Bangs now coming through into second place, with Henriksson in third. But oh, Keenan Rue far too wide. Oh, he had it in the bag there, made a mistake and allowed Hellström Bangs to come through. And all of a sudden, Sweden are really stamping their authority on heat number 4.
Yeah, Hellström Bangs is looking all action, and he's going very, very quick. Just a mistake there from Keenan Rue, went across the corner, turned the bike hard because he had to miss the fence, lost the momentum. And Hellström Bangs, well, we saw him in Manchester, he was all action there. And looking good out front.
He is indeed into the last lap. Philip Hellström Bangs, as you say, all action style, hanging off the side of the bike, clearly enjoying himself out in front, going further and further away. Keenan Rue now pretty comfortable in second place, with Kasper Henriksson back in third. But a stunning ride from Philip Hellström Bangs there. Took advantage of the mistake from Keenan Rue and is delighted to win his first race of the night. And it's a big 6 points for Sweden, and they've got off to a good start here this evening. Australia finding it tough. They've had a messy start, but nonetheless, Sweden, that's a good start from them. Heat number 4, the results, and Philip Hellström Bangs out in front, Kasper Henriksson back in third place, and Keenan Rue picking up the 3 points in second place, possibly kicking himself there because he had a good lead on that opening lap.
Yeah, it's a shame. He's had a tough night tonight, because he obviously made that mistake in Heat 1, getting himself excluded.
Indeed, we see the standings after the first round of races. Poland on 6, Latvia on 6, Sweden on 6, Australia on 6, Czech Republic on 5, Denmark on 4, and Great Britain on 3. So, first 4 races, how do we sum them up? Action-packed, I think.
Entertaining. Lots of youthful exuberance. And we see it again now from the last heat. Keenan Roo just pops out the start. It's a lovely start, gets the bike driving, good throttle control, good clutch control. And then Hellstrom bangs here. He just gets himself in front of his teammate, goes to the inside. There's the mistake from Keenan Roo. Also has to just grab another fistful of throttle as the bike lifts down the straight. You're not going forward when you're going up, and Hellstrom bangs got himself in front and seemed to be very much enjoying himself.
Yeah, that would have done his confidence the power of good, because we've seen Hellstrom bangs right before, and once he gets the bit between his teeth, he can be quite a force to be reckoned with. So the first grading break, the track was drying out quite considerably there, but still riding very well, I must say. And they've done a fine job here. They've had to work really, really hard to keep this track in good nick. So congratulations to everybody concerned there. As I say, it's shaping up nicely, but it's very tight indeed, with a lot of teams on 6 points. Great Britain back on 3, but time to recover. Heat number 5 will see Latvia coming up against the world champions Poland, so a big clash there. Poland getting off to a solid start as well. But you were right, Chris, when you were saying that you were expecting to see some 1 or 2 mistakes, which is not really a criticism. It's just that these guys, these less experienced. So we can get some more reaction now with Abby. She's joined by Benjamin Basso.
Benjamin, it was a great heat. You got the win, but it was a tough charge, and Kvetch was doing everything, sometimes with not much space between the two of you.
Yeah, you know, we battled a little bit out of the first corner as well, so, you know, I just really took the chance on the inside because I saw there was room and not to knock him off as well. So, yeah, it was a good race, and we battled through the whole race almost. So, yeah, that was a good one.
How much of an advantage is it that you ride for Vojens, you know this track well?
Actually, I would have loved to say that I know the track well, but actually today it's much different from normal. It is a little bit more heavy out there also compared to practice today. So yeah, it is a little bit different today, but I like the track this way.
And in terms of team riding, we saw how important that was because Czech Republic still got the heat advantage. You had a bit of a team meeting then. What was said?
Yeah, I think we're going to do a little change to the team now, but you know, everyone can have a bad one, so I think we just need to get our team riding on point if we want to win today.
Thanks, Ben.
No worries.
Well, I must say, he sounds very mature for a young man, doesn't he? And certainly it was an entertaining race. The race of the first block, no doubt about that. It was a very determined effort from him. Furious work going on in the Australian pits with some running repairs to the equipment. Looks like the front end of the bike has had some surgery there. As I say, plenty of track grading going on, but it sounded to me that Benjamin Basso was suggesting that they may make a rider change. So we are hearing that there will be a change in the very next race for Latvia, with Ambisulis being pulled out and Matthew SON2 will come in for him. So giving all 3 riders an opportunity early part of the World Championship. Yeah, obviously the bike's just been twisted a wee bit when they've gone down there with Fraser Bowes' bike. But such a shame for Keenan Roo there. He was looking good and he just lifted at a vital moment to allow Hellstrom bangs through. But Latvia, you know, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. They got 6 big points in their first outing, so they're up against the world champions here. So you've got to believe that if they could get a 2nd and 3rd here, that would be a terrific result.
Yeah, any sort of advantage against Poland is going to be a great result. Yeah,
Poland off 2 and 4 this time, and they retain the same 2 with Moscowiak and Przemski. So Przemski, as I said briefly when we were chatting about their first ride, I must say, in some of the notes that I've been reading, and they are really saying that this 17-year-old boy has got something about him, and that Thomas Golob is being mentioned, the next Thomas Golob. I mean, that's quite a grand statement when you consider how...
boots to fill.
I would say so. See, here we see the lineup for heat number 5 then. Francis Gusts in red, and then we've got Matthew SON2 on blue helmet colour, then we've got Viktor Przemski in white and Jakub Moscowiak in yellow. So, as I say, I hope that doesn't hinder him too much when you get at such a delicate age, 17, that you don't get carried away that you're going to be the next superstar.
Yeah, there's enough pressure just racing in Poland. Polish league is a very high pressure job, and you don't need any added pressure. But no, it depends on the character of the lad, doesn't it?
Absolutely right, yeah. If he's got good people around him, his parents, mechanics and such like, and the team themselves, it's just the press, obviously, in Poland. They get very excited about their youngsters, and there's always been a massive emphasis. Keep a look on the right there for the standings. That will keep popping up so you can keep well and truly abreast of what's going on. Patrick Dudek in... and there is a change to the line up for Poland tomorrow in the grand final itself. Dudek will come in at number 2, and Janowski has been put down
surprise,
to
I don't think.
number 3. Janowski not at his best in the qualifying in the semi-final, so not a major surprise. Bartosz Marslik also here in attendance, and that's good to see that the senior riders here are supporting the youngsters.
Yeah, they are very much so, and if you're going to take advice, it might as well be from that man, current leader of the Speedway Grand Prix. And you're going to listen to that guy when he talks. Yeah,
absolutely right. They weren't at their best in semi-final 1. They had to go through Heat 22, the last chance qualifier, so it was a nervous moment for them, but they pulled it out when they really needed to. So in the end, they were safely through with Finland, and it was a terrific effort from them, no doubt about that. So here we go then, heat number 5, riders emerging onto the track, and we've got Latvia going from gates 1 and 3, and the poles going off from gates 2 and 4. As I said, there's a change to the lineup. Matthew Sonic's coming in here for Envasulis. So on the inside in red is Gus. Alongside him in white is Przemski for Poland. Gate number 3 will be it's Matthew Sonic's in blue, and then on the outside is Jakub Moskowiak in yellow. Just waiting for a couple of guys to come forward now. Good start for both these two teams. They are sitting on 6 points each after 1 ride, so good, strong point haul in their opening rides, as we've seen in the first 2 semi-finals on Wednesday and Thursday. If you can avoid running last places, then you've got every chance of being in the thick of the action come the end of the night.
Yeah, Moskowiak lines up on the outside, showing he was maybe feeling the pressure a little bit in his first one, had a couple of stabs at the start, penalised himself quite a bit.
Yeah, he did. He was nervous. We see it was 2 clear jumps at the start. He did well not to actually touch the tape. So hopefully now, having had a ride behind him, he'll be able to just settle down and show his true potential. He is the reigning under-21 world champion. Made the semi-finals in Prague and the SGP2 opening round. We'll see SGP2, the second round in Cardiff, of course, on the Sunday, so don't miss that. Be a smashing event, that, I'm sure. So here we are, heat number 5. Latvia up against Poland, the world champions. And Gus on the inside. Here we go, away we go. Oh, got to say, Przemski makes a good start, but Gus gets there, and it clouds him. We've got 2 riders down. Przemski spinning around there, possibly just clipped on the way in there, and Matthew Sonic, so I'll tell you what, that was a baptism of fire for him, because he had to get off the bike.
Yeah, everybody just got there together. I think Przemski thought that he's probably made a better start than he had, because Francis Gus got the bike going again, just got the grip just before the corner. And just one of those first turns. Be surprised if that wasn't all 4 back.
Yeah, very likely. We'll see the replays. Przemski still on the track, just feeling the effects of that slightly awkward moment for him. And Gus actually didn't make the jump initially, but got a really good drive and run to the first corner, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He didn't, as you say, he sort of dropped the clutch with them, spun up, and then got the bike going forward. I think at that point, Przemski thought he'd actually done enough to get across and just got caught out. You can see again from the inside, the rider in red there, Gus, he just pulls quick to the corner, catches Przemski out, who's come across. Once he turns the bike, he just collects his front wheel.
Now, playing devil's advocate, did Gus knock him off?
No, not in the first turn. He's got his front wheel on the concrete, so he hasn't moved across the track at that point.
OK, there we go.
Clear. That's my opinion, Kelvin.
Clear. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. It's all 4 back.
He's not, you know, if he was mid-track at this point, then you'd say, yeah, he's run across him, but he's got his front wheel almost on the grass. He hasn't moved across the track. He's done nothing wrong at all. Przemski needed to give him a little bit more room.
And I can't disagree with that. I tell you what, Matsusonics did very well there, because all of a sudden he had another motorbike right in front of him and had to react very quickly. It is a kind of unwritten rule in Speedway, isn't it, Chris, that, you know, you see something happening and at times you have to lay the bike down.
Yes, you do. It's a very tricky one, because, you know, just laying the bike down can sometimes be the worst thing to do if you collect them with the underside of the engine. It's all heavy stuff down there. So, but you do have to lay the bike down, make sure you don't run them over.
So there is still some concern here for Victor Przemski. He hasn't moved yet, and there is some concern here. Let's keep our fingers crossed that he can take his place in the rerun. We'll keep an eye on that, but clearly feeling some discomfort there, and that would be a great shame for the youngster if he can take no further part tonight in the World Championship.
Yeah, those type of falls can be difficult, because the handlebars actually get ripped out of your hands, and it can be cause all sorts of shoulder problems.
Yeah, there is concern there, and I think they've actually, some of the paramedics were there just waving. So he is in some discomfort there, so we keep our fingers crossed on that score. And it will be far from ideal, of course, if he can't take his place in the rerun. That will put Poland under even more pressure. But looking like
Sieniak's getting himself ready.
Yeah, Maciej Sieniak, who had that dramatic win in Poland with that real last gasp push round the first corner, when the last corner, excuse me, when he won in Prague to lead the SGP2 series. So a handy reserve. Rafael Dubrucki just keeping him informed.
Yeah, bad news this. We can see the ambulance coming out, so he's obviously in some discomfort.
That's a great shame.
It is.
Yeah, it is a great shame. He was very impressive in his opening ride, really was accomplished out in front, and it looks like he has actually injured himself sufficiently that he's going to have to be taken away, possibly to hospital. So we'll give him all our very best wishes. As I say, that is far from ideal now, because if he can take no further part, Chris, that means they're just down to 2 rides, and this young man, Maciej Sieniak, is going to have to all of a sudden step up to the plate.
Yeah, he's, as you say, currently leading the SGP2 championship, so he's a worthy man for the job. Can certainly do the job, but Victor Przemski is definitely a big part of this team, so this is bad news for the Polish side.
And we were just talking about how excited the Polish public are about him, and then all of a sudden, you know, Speedway can be very cruel to you at times, and in a split second things can change radically and not always for the better. So, as I say, our very best wishes are with him. He is clearly in some discomfort, and they're taking their time with him rightly, and we will be patient. Of course we will be patient too. So we are hearing that it is an injury to a finger that appears to have been damaged. So clearly he's going to have to go to hospital and have some sort of surgery, but very uncomfortable for the young man.
Yeah, and nervous times, of course, for league clubs around Europe. These riders riding for teams around Europe, and he rides for Bydgoszcz in Poland, so they'll be hoping that the injury, of course, is not too bad.
Yep, absolutely right. So attention to Przemski, and Maciej Sieniak preparing himself for the rerun. And 2 solid riders. All of a sudden now you've got to believe that the captain, Miskowiak, really has got to now lead from the front. Touched nervous in his first ride, and did settle down, actually took advantage and got himself into 3rd place. But a rider that has established himself at this particular level to be the best in the world. Possibly not riding quite as well as he did last year, but nonetheless has plenty of talent. Danish team also preparing themselves, but there we see the Polish boys just keeping an eye on proceedings. But yeah, it's taking a bit of time here. This is an uncomfortable moment for the youngster, and as I say, let's hope that the injury is not too severe. So furious work going on in the pits. Adjustments to ignition timing, making sure that all is well there. Track changing all the time. Bartosz Marslik just giving some advice, just keeping an eye on things. Must be nice to have a rider of that quality around you, mustn't it? Must give you a sense of confidence, maybe, you know, just to know that the main man's there just keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, the riders, particularly at this level, obviously they're youngsters. That, you know, they'll be talking to team managers, they'll be talking to their mechanics, wondering what they can do to make the bike work better for them. But nothing better than if you can turn to Bartosz Marslik and say, well, Bartosz, what do you think? What should I do here?
Yeah, and there's no doubt that he'll be full of enthusiasm. Leon Madsen also, good to see him in attendance. We will see the main Danish team tomorrow, of course. And they are very keen, they are very determined, and 3 Grand Prix riders in their team, so got to believe that they've got a very good chance of winning here tomorrow night. So the ambulance is now on the move, so that will be off to the local hospital in Vojens. So hopefully not too much longer now before we can get back on with the action. As I say, this is the Speedway of Nations 2. It is a world final. So these teams are actually seeded by the FIM. There was no actual qualifying rounds this year. They were seeded. So that's how they have come to these 7 teams. Sieniak is coming in here, obviously replacing Viktor Przemski. And not a bad replacement at all. Leon and Bartosz Marslik just having a bit of a chat.
Don't think things will be quite so friendly tomorrow night between those two.
No, I don't see that happening. Maybe afterwards, but certainly not before.
I wouldn't guarantee it.
Or during, no, maybe not. But nonetheless, 2 high-quality riders. Of course, Leon Madsen pushing Bartosz Marslik so hard in that World Championship, just going down by 2 points. It really was a shootout between those two in 2019. So riders back out on Chech, and we're back on with the action for heat number 5 with Latvia up against Poland. 2 riders up at tapes already in Francis Gusts and Ernst Maciusinuks, going out of gate number 3 in blue. We're waiting for the Polish riders to actually make their way forward. Jakub Miskowiak, and he will be in the yellow helmet colour, and Maciusz Sieniak will be in white, so I'm presuming he'll go out of gate number 2, but he doesn't have to. They can swap that round, but Miskowiak probably did start the race from gate 4, so he'll have to go back there. So yeah, Sieniak will definitely start in gate number 2 with Miskowiak off the outside in yellow. So now heat number 5, Miskowiak on a warning, of course, because he was a bit jumpy in his opening ride. But yep, too much longer before we can see some Speedway action once again. Difficult moment there. That was quite a long pause, isn't it? And it can break your concentration.
Yeah, it's a long pause, and obviously for Poland in particular, that's a hammer blow for them to be losing their #1 rider so early on.
Indeed it is. So we wish him the best, but nonetheless there's a job to be done, and the show goes on. And the world champions desperate to win a 9th consecutive world championship at this level. That is a remarkable record, and Rafael Dubrocki, of course, largely oversaw many of those championship victories. So here we go then, heat number 5. Green lights on, tapes are up, and we're away. Tight on the inside. Gus has made a smashing start. Sieniak there in 2nd place, with Miskowiak coming through into 3rd place. Francis Gus out in front. This is an action replay, of course, of SGP2 grand final. Sieniak coming on, a little bit untidy in turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap. Gus out in front, riding nicely, but he's going to come under pressure from the Polish team, that's for sure.
Yeah, Francis Gus, he just can't find that gap, but another great start from him. He seems to be able to make the bike really pull to the corner on the second part of the run into the corner, and a great start from him. Just beginning to stretch a little bit now.
Indeed he is. He's into the last lap. The inside gate working so well for Francis Gus. He's ridden nicely out in front. Sieniak in his first ride is right on the pace, with Miskowiak dropped in 3rd place. And they're going to pick up 5 points. Wide on the last turn for Gus, but he picks up 4 points for Latvia. But his partner there, Maciusinuks, just not being able to land a blow, but it's a heat advantage for 2nd and 3rd for Poland. Moving on to 11 points after 2 outings. possibly looking for a touch more, but nonetheless an advantage nonetheless. So Poland picking up 5 with Sieniak and Miskowiak in second and third, and Francis Gus very impressive out in front, picks up 4 points. And Matthew Sanook's just not quite on the pace this evening so far.
No, but it's a Poland heat advantage. I think they'll be reasonably happy with that. And another great ride from Francis Gus. 2 heat wins for him coming off the inside there. The first part, he doesn't really jump clear of anybody. He makes a decent enough start, but it's the last part just before the corner. Just gets the bike working really, really well. Edges himself in front and from the inside gate. That's all you've got to do. Pulls a big locker there on the opening lap. And the Poles there just tripping over themselves. Sieniak moving to the inside. Miskowiak almost running into him, but took a while for Francis Gus just to pull himself clear, but once he did, look pretty comfortable.
Indeed he did. And a bit of reaction in the pits there, but we're up at tapes already in the standings. Keep an eye on those throughout the evening. But heat number 6 now with Team Great Britain up against the Danish team, the home nation, with Great Britain going off the inside 2 starts here. They will have the inside start, in red will be Tom Brennan for Great Britain. Alongside him in white is Benjamin Basso. Gate number 3 is Drew Kemp in blue, and on the outside is Kevin Juhl Pedersen for Denmark. This is his first ride of the evening. Tough start for Great Britain up against Poland first time out, and then the host nation in their second ride. And they'll be looking for more. They got 3 points out of their opening gambit. 3rd place last year in the World Championship, desperate for a medal.
Yeah, you've got to say, could be an advantage having the inside gates over the Danes here, but a tough race. But a tough start to the programme tonight. Team Great Britain, tough opening ride for them against Poland.
It was
host nation Denmark.
And Benjamin Basso's a danger man here for the host nation. Really terrific ride he had first time with that battle with Jankovic. Really was an eye-catching performance from him. Kevin Juhl Pedersen on the outside has been put back in this time by Henrik Müller, the team manager. So here we go. Tapes up in heat number 6, and away they go. Brennan's made a good start from the inside. He hits the front. Drew Kemp back in 3rd place with Benjamin Basso in 2nd place. And Kevin Juhl Pedersen running 2 wide in turns 3 and 4. And that really has paid to his chances. But Tom Brennan from the inside, not that comfortable, but he's got a bit of a lead. And Benjamin Basso trying to hunt him down in 2nd place.
Yeah, bike pulling his arms out out front there. We can see he's got the front wheel in the air again, Tom Brennan. But he's managing just to keep it under control. Mid-corner, the bike always wants to lift, turn right. But at the moment, he's making it work for him. He's keeping it going forward. He hasn't made too many big mistakes. But he's coming under pressure now from Basso.
Basso coming on strong in 2nd place. Pedersen also in 4th place with Ken. Basso round the outside. Tom Brennan under pressure. One last chance. No, Basso dives to the inside through the last turn on the last lap. Brennan hanging on. Drew Kemp also back in 3rd place under a lot of pressure from Kevin Juhl Pedersen. Super race out front. Basso got quicker and quicker the longer the race went on. Brennan really didn't look very comfortable at all, and his speed, he just couldn't keep the momentum going. But it is 6 points for Great Britain, so nonetheless a good outcome for them. Here's the result then of heat number 6. Tom Brennan out in front. Drew Kemp back in 3rd, 6 points for Great Britain. Denmark 3 with Benjamin Basso in 2nd place, and Kevin Juhl Pedersen, as hard as he tried, just missing out on the points that time.
I think Great Britain will take that. 6 big points against the host nation. That's a fantastic ride from them. And Tom Brennan on the inside makes a great start, just heads to the corner in front. And Benjamin Basso just switches straight to the inside. Drew Kemp just cutting off the run there of Kevin Juhl Pedersen on the first lap. Settles down, but both riders, both the Great Britain riders coming under pressure into the last lap. Basso really putting a lot of pressure on Tom Brennan. But young Tom Brennan just keeping his nerve. Also at the back, at the same point, Drew Kemp was coming under pressure, but both lads just holding on to it.
They did indeed. 6 points for Great Britain. So we've got Sweden up here, up against the Czech Republic, and we've got Hellström Bangs back in here. And he comes in for Kasper Henriksen, and Gustav Grahn will go from the inside in the red helmet colour. Alongside him in yellow will be Petr Šulpek for the Czech Republic. and he will be in gate number 2. Gate number 3 is Hellstrom Bangs in blue, and on the outside this time in white will be Jan Kovac. And Kovac was, well, he was involved in that terrific tussle earlier on with Benjamin Basso, and Kovac, of course, rode well last night and has started in fine form again here this evening. But both teams are making changes and flip-flopping around on the start, but Hellstrom Bangs coming in, and the way he rode in his first ride, no surprise to see him retained here.
No, absolutely. They gave him a very early opportunity and took it with both hands.
He did indeed. So here we go then, heat number 7. And settling down, green light is on. Away we go, and Grant's made a smashing start on the inside there. That was a terrific stuff from him. Schulpeck alongside of it. Hellstrom Bangs up the inside. Can he? No, he's not. The door slam shot. Kovac now coming into the thick of the action, roaring around the outside. Oh my goodness gracious me, Grant has been completely beaten up there by Schulpeck. Jan Kovac also coming through into second place. What a stunning lap of Speedway that was. Still not over, but Jan Kovac under massive pressure for Gustav Graham with the Hellstrom Bangs out the back. It's an untidy race, but it's action-packed.
It's action-packed, OK. What a ride from the Czech Republic. First lap was outstanding. Both Kovac and Schulpeck just passing the rider in red there, gone. And it's absolutely fantastic first lap. Now a bit of team riding, but they're coming under pressure.
They are. Hellstrom Bangs has packed up at the back, but they are under a bit of pressure, certainly. Jan Kovac now has got himself to the front. Schulpeck on the inside. Grant has ridden so hard in third place. He's running wide, he's untidy, but he hangs on. Wow, the Czech Republic having a fantastic week, and they pick up the first maximum score of the evening. What a wonderful ride that was. It was fireworks throughout the 4 laps, that's for sure. But the Czech Republic coming out on top. That was some pretty decent stuff there. Bikes falling to pieces at times, but nonetheless, they got to the checkered flag.
I'll tell you, that opening lap from Jan Kovac was absolutely unbelievable. I thought they'd made a mistake actually putting him off the outside gate there.
7 points for the Czech Republic. First and second, Jan Kovac and Petr Schulpeck, and back in third place was Gustav Grahn, who was right on the pace actually. He did come in and do a decent job, but terrific race of Speedway.
Yeah, Jan Kovac in white comes off the outside gate. I'm thinking at this point, I don't know, he's your #1 rider. He should probably be off an inside gate. He's stone last here as we see them entering turn 3 on the first lap. And Gustav Grant's made a good start. He's got himself out front. And Schulpeck's doing a good job as he just cuts back on the first turn. Looks for a line up the inside. It was an important move from him there just to split the Swedish pair. But wow, Jan Kovac, he just blasted around the outside, got so much momentum on the first turn, caught them all up, and then passes everybody on turns 3 and 4. Brilliant ride.
Superb racing there we saw. Really was eye-catching racing, that's for sure, here in the World Championship for the under-21s this evening. We're up to heat number 8, where Australia are taking on the World Championship, the World Champions, Poland. And on the inside in red will be Keenan Roux. Alongside him in gate number 2 will be Matthias Sieniak. Gate number 3 is Fraser Bowes in blue, and on the outside is Jakub Miskowiak in yellow for Poland. So Australia have had a difficult start, and this is not going to make it any easier against the reigning champions. So they've got to try and settle down and start a little bit like France last night. There's the lineup for you on the screen, but a little bit like last night with France. Got to try and click together.
Yeah, they have. They've got to look for each other. Just too many mistakes at the moment. That's their problem. Fundamental mistakes out on track. Keenan Roux, he's had a fall. So has Fraser Bowes. So as you say, they've just got to settle down. I'm sure Mark Lemon has been working very hard on that in the pits, just sitting them down. Deep breaths, as Mark said in his interview. We've just got to calm down a little bit, boys.
We will wait and see if that can work, but there's no doubt that Poland will be looking to pick up some big points here. 5 points last time for them. Green lights on, heat number 8, and Sieniak out of gate number 2. That's a smashing start from him, and Jakub Miskowiak now coming across from the outside to join his teammate. That was classy stuff there from Poland. Keenan Roux's back in third place. trying to hug the inside as they complete the first lap, and Keenan Roux is really pushing Moscoviak, but Moscoviak has responded and kind of closed the door, but he's untidy. But Sieniak coming in here, this is a terrific effort from him, Chris, and he's looking good in front, and Poland really beginning to stamp their authority on heat number 8.
Yeah, Maciej Sieniak out front. I do like his style. He rides the bike very well. He was electric off the start. He knew he'd made the start, and he was already looking for his teammate before they even got to the first turn. So a real team ethic there, looking good out front.
They are indeed, and they're into the last lap. It's looking like the first maximum point haul for the world champions down the back straight for the last time in heat number 8. Australia adrift here with Keenan Roux back in 3rd place, but Sieniak and Moscoviak coming through, just down to 2 riders, the world champions, but they're doing the business there. 3rd time out for them, maximum score. Terrific performance from them. Moving on to 18 points, and they'll be delighted about that. Of course, they can ill afford any mistakes now with only 2 riders representing them. So a great result for Poland. Disappointment for Australia. Hasn't been their evening so far for Australia. Just 2 points, but nonetheless, got to say that gates 2 and 4. Gate 2 with Sieniak, that was dynamite start.
Yeah, it was a dynamite start. Sieniak, just a lovely style off the start. He just sits bolt upright after he drops the clutch, and he's already looking for his teammate. He's got himself fully aware exactly where Moscoviak is. Moscoviak comes under pressure on the 3rd and 4th turns on the opening lap there from Keenan Roux, but Keenan just letting the bike lift. It actually reminds me a little bit of Chris Holder, the way he rides. Chris was a little erratic in his early days, and Keenan looks very, very similar.
He does indeed, but there's no doubt that Sieniak rode supremely well there. Moscoviak coming through in 2nd place, so they're clearly chuffed to bits about that result, no doubt about it. Keep an eye on what's going on in the pits, of course, but we've got a track rating now. The result of heat number 8 is 7 points for Poland. Maciej Sieniak out in front, Moscoviak in 2nd place. 3rd place for Australia with Keenan Roux, and they pick up 2 points, and Fraser Bowes missing out. And Poland now lead the way after 3 races on 18. Czech Republic are on 12, but they've only raced twice, and the other teams have only raced, majority of them only have raced 2 times. Australia are on 8, but they've raced 3 times. You can see the standings there for you, but that's a nice position for Poland to be in now. But the Czech Republic, do not count them out, because they have been rock solid, and they have been terrific all through the week. So we can take a little bit of a breather now while they do some track preparations, but Poland now topping the charts. Not a real major surprise. They haven't had a last place, even though they've lost the rider, and that's exactly what you need through the qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. And Czech Republic, got to say, the way they raced to that 7-point first maximum heat of the night was fantastic.
So let's get down to Abby now. She's with Jankovic.
Yeah, and the Czech Republic success just seems to be continuing. You look like you're having so much fun out there.
Yeah, I feel very good today. I have a little bit problem with my starts, and well, my second heat I feel very good on my bike, and was fast.
It was an all-action heat in that 2nd heat. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I a little bit mistake my starts, and then I was fast and passed Swedish guys.
You have got a busy run, because you'll be back out again tomorrow. You're just learning this track more and more and more.
Yeah, it's a little bit different track today, but after my first heat, I'm doing a little bit change with my setups, and I think it was better.
Last question, can I ask you what changes you did? You told me yesterday.
First heat I was a little bit flat, and then I a little bit get my bike to power, and it was better.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent effort from Jankovic so far. He really is leading from the front. And as I say, it's going to be a busy week for him, but what a week of Speedway it is, and terrific experience for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't mind if he keeps missing starts. Nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned, entertaining us royally.
Mr. Entertainment, that's for sure. So we will have some more changes in heat number 10 for Sweden. No surprise here that Philip Hellström-Bangs will be coming in for Henriksen there, so I will bring you up to date with that once we get to there. We've got heat number 9 coming up for you next, where Latvia will be taking on Team Great Britain. And Great Britain had a better performance after a disappointing opening ride with 6 points, but Latvia won't be easy. And to be honest, as you said at the top of the show, none of these teams are easy. You know, we've got Poland on 18 points, but you've got to say that all of these teams are capable of maximum scores.
Yeah, and the interesting thing at this level, under 21s, you know, these riders don't have a lot of experience about racing against each other, so there's no preconceptions. You get on the start line, you don't have any preconceptions about what a rider's going to do, and that's kind of what makes it very interesting, actually. Just, you know, they're learning with every race, even at a competition like this.
Yes, exactly right. Valuable experience being gained every time they go out on the track. Great Britain, they're just beginning to prepare themselves. No changes for Team GB this time. Tom Brennan and Drew Kemp. We'll just wait and see exactly which way round they line up on gates 1 and 3. So young Drew Kemp, and picking up some useful third place last time. He was under pressure, but he hung in there. So did Tom Brennan, actually. He wasn't really comfortable.
Yeah, they both came under fire on the last lap.
They did indeed. So
tough one, this. Francis Gus has had 2 race wins. He's looked pretty good tonight.
Yeah, Gus is a rider that a lot of people are talking about, and there's no doubt he has a lot of quality. He looks good on the bike, and I think he'll go close in the SGP2 series, and there are 2 rounds to come. He lies in 2nd place, but in Cardiff, I'm really looking forward to seeing him race there, and he's certainly going to do a fine job for his country here this evening, no doubt about it. So we can actually now hear from Abby once again, and she's got Maciej Janowski with her.
Magic, kindly offering me a word. Talk about this situation. What is it like at this level when you've just got 2 riders?
It's always hard, you know. You don't have any different choose, you know, to change the rider. But the boys at the moment are going very good. Looks like they find a good setup, and hopefully they can keep this position to the rest of the night.
Looking forward to tomorrow. It was nervous times in semi-final 1.
Yes, of course. We've got some more temperature in our body, but actually we've done the work. We get to the final, and tomorrow everything starts again.
Magic, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see senior riders in the pits, and we are hearing that Dudek will be the number 2 rider, with Janowski going to number 3, but nonetheless it is a terrific lineup for Poland. So Great Britain up against Latvia here. Tom Brennan on the inside in red, Francis Gus alongside him in white in gate number 2. Gate number 3 in blue will be Drew Kemp, and on the outside this time I do believe it's Ambasulis back in here after running Matsu Sonuks a couple of times. Yeah, Ambasulis is back out.
Yeah, Great Britain sticking with the same lineup as far as gate positions are concerned. Tom Brennan off the inside again. And I think Francis Gus is going to be looking, I think he's off too, with the sole purpose of clamping Tom Brennan down.
Yeah, that would be, if they could pull that off, that may just help them out big time in that first corner. But Tom Brennan is a sharp starter, and he was a little untidy in that last ride, but I'm sure they would have made 1 or 2 tweaks to try and make the bike a little bit easier to ride. Track prep, of course, and there may well be just a little bit of extra grip on the inside. So here we go then, heat number 9. Great Britain up against Latvia, tapes her up, and away we go. And Francis Gus is there alongside Brennan. Brennan gives him a shove, pushes him out of the way. Drew Kemp coming through in a 2nd place. Drew Kemp fires himself to the front. Francis Gus steaming up the inside, clouts the back of Drew Kemp, running very wide indeed. Certainly that was a dramatic piece of speedway there, but nonetheless, it benefited Team Great Britain, and they're out in front.
Yeah, I think the water that had gone down during the track preparation just caught the lads out a little bit there, but Drew Kemp generated so much speed off the first turn. He really had no option but to just carry on going through, put Tom Brennan under a little bit of pressure with Francis Gus.
Wow.
And Francis Gus now really looking to try and line him up again.
Here he comes. Francis Gus looks like he was done and dusted, but he's coming on strong. Drew Kemp certainly out in front, but Tom Brennan lifting, running wide. An opportunity for Gus now, straightening the bike up. One last chance. Can he get the better of Brennan? No,
he's made
a mistake, and he's going to run wide. Massive race for Great Britain.
Huge.
Big race. Once again, mistakes being made, but it's adding to the excitement, that's for sure. Very unpredictable, but Team Great Britain pulling off a strong result there with Francis Gus really almost performing a miracle there, getting back into the thick of the action. But 7 points for Great Britain. Drew Kemp out in front. Good ride from him. Tom Brennan back in second place, and Francis Gus finally finishing third. He was everywhere at one point, and now Vasulis missing out.
Yeah, when Drew Kemp hits the front on any track, he's a very hard man to beat, particularly at this level. So great ride from Great Britain, though. 7 big points for them against a decent Latvian side. Just looking at it again here, Tom Brennan just enough to get to the corner, gives Francis Gus a nudge. That allows Drew Kemp all the track room there to make a nice cutback. Generates so much speed, he actually pulls himself clear when ideally he could have let Tom Brennan come in through, but I don't think he had the option because he just got so much speed. Didn't really know what to do with it. He had to just keep going, but see how close it was there. Actually, Francis Gus does just nudge the back wheel of Drew Kemp and runs awfully wide.
Does indeed. Heat number 10 then, and there's a change to Sweden here with Hellström Banks coming in for Kasper Henriksson. Gustav Grahn retains his place. He will go from the gate number 2 in white, and Hellström Banks will go from the outside in yellow. Benjamin Basso will be off the inside in red, and I do believe that it will be yeah, that's right.
Looks like Pedersen in blue, I think.
Yeah, Kevin Yule Pedersen in blue off of gate number 3. So home nation once again. It's a Scandinavian shootout this time. No love lost between Sweden and Denmark when they get on track, is there?
Absolutely not, no. No, particularly when they're racing for a world championship in one of the Scandinavian countries.
Yep, so this could be quite an exciting battle. Benjamin Bato, he's had a first and a second individually tonight, and he's ridden strongly, and he's got that inside gate, so he must be very keen to do well here. Gustav Grahn coming in for Sweden last time. That was a good ride for him, and I must say he's rightly holds his place. And Hellström Banks, a little bit up and down, won a race and then failed to score in a race, so he'll be looking to improve that now and find a little bit more consistency. So here we go then, heat number 10. Green lights on, tapes are up very quickly indeed. But a smashing start from Benjamin Basso, and Kevin Yule Pedersen joins him in the first corner, coming around the outside, and this is good news. Benjamin Basso needs to look for him, hasn't done so far, making it hard work for him, because there's no doubt that Gustav Grahn is right there, coming on strong in third place. Just about got away with that, Chris, because there was inexperience there, but there's no doubt that Grahn is really putting plenty of pressure on Pedersen in second place. Benjamin Basso now finally has a look for his teammate, but the action is for second and third.
Yeah, he's put his teammate Pedersen under a lot of pressure there from Grahn that he didn't need, because Benjamin Basso had the opportunity to let his teammate just get in front as they entered turn 3 on the first lap. He elected not to do that. I think, I don't know if he was aware that he was there or not, but certainly invited a bit more pressure than he needed.
Into the last turn then, Benjamin Basso looking good out in front. Kevin Yule Pedersen really hanging on well in second place, and it's a massive 7 points for the host nation. They will be overjoyed about that. Fans on their feet, clearly delighted with that result, and rightly so. Can't do better than that. Got to say, Gustav Grahn in third place really did try everything he knew, but couldn't make the impact he was looking for. But for Denmark, a big impact. Here we see the result then. Heat number 10 goes for Denmark. 7 points for them, with Basso and Pedersen in first and second. Gustav Grahn back in third place, and Philip Hellström Banks, unbelievably, doesn't look like he's on the pace now.
No, after such a great first ride where he looked like he was enjoying himself, he pulled clear for a race win, and hasn't managed to land a blow since. But Benjamin Basso reacted so quickly here off the inside, absolutely clear as he hits the first turn. And Kevin Yule Pedersen's on the outside of him, could have had a look from him. He actually hadn't had a look, so can't really blame him for poor team riding, just needed to be a little bit more aware of where his teammate was.
And there we go then, so that's the result of heat number 10, and we're moving on once again very quickly indeed. We've got riders at tapes for heat number 11, while we see some great shots of the Danish pair just celebrating their victory last time. We've got Australia up here up against the Czech Republic, and Czech Republic going really well tonight. And we've got Jankovic will go from the inside in red. Alongside him in yellow for Australia will be Fraser Bowes. In gate number 3 in blue is Pietra Schulpek, and on the outside in white is Keenan Roux. So Czech Republic, I'll tell you what, they're having a smashing ride. There's the lineup for you. Kvěch, Šulpek, Keenan Rue and Fraser Bowes. So, yeah, heat number 11. I'll tell you what, Czech Republic, you can't take your eyes off them this week. They really are performing at a very high level.
Yeah, they are indeed. And it's interesting to see that Jan Kvěch this time has elected to go off the inside gate, having taken gate 4 last time out. Didn't make a good start, but gave us plenty of entertainment.
He did indeed, and you were hoping that he was going to miss starts all night. I think that's rather harsh, but there we are.
Just need Fraser Bowes to get over the top of him here, give him something to think about.
Yes, absolutely. More than possible. Australia have had a difficult start to the event, that's for sure. They need to settle down, try and get some consistency in their performance. They're languishing down in 7th place at this stage, just with the 8 points after 3 outings. So here we go then, heat number 11, about to get underway. Tapes up and we'll go. Oh, Fraser Bowes has lifted far too hard, and Kvěch has made a superstar from the inside. Šulpek is there with him, but he's under pressure, and there's no doubt about that, with Fraser Bowes really hunting them down in 3rd place. But Kvěch is a classy rider. He's looking for his teammate. He's aware of him. He's trying to allow him to come round, and he does a fine job of that. Fraser Bowes just killing his speed there, but that was a terrific effort from Kvěch, and a great bit of team riding by the Czech Republic.
Brilliant opening lap from Kvěch. Was completely aware of where Petr Šulpek was. Managed just to get him in front, and now he can protect the race from any attack from Fraser Bowes, but race is settling down now. But I really enjoyed watching the team riding of Jan Kvěch in that first lap.
Yeah, Jan Kvěch really having the wherewithal to appreciate that his teammate was there and needed a bit of help, and he certainly delivered it. But you can't take the eyes off the Czech Republic this week. They're going to pick up a 7-point haul here, and they are really performing at a very high level here this evening. Terrific effort from them. 7 massive points for the Czech Republic in their 3rd outing. 2 consecutive maximum point hauls. They are really a force to be reckoned with here this evening, and you are going to have to say that they have got a chance of winning the gold medal on this sort of performance. Great stuff from them. Just the 2 points for Australia with Fraser Bowes, Petr Šulpek and Jan Kvěch out in front. 7 for them, 2 for Australia with Bowes and Keenan Rue missing out. 19 points now for the Czech Republic.
Top of the table, great ride from the Czech Republic. 2 maximum rides from them. They're having another great night.
Indeed they are. They make their way back into the pits, and we'll see this again.
Yeah, Fraser Bowes just goes up in the air, but Jan Kvěch makes absolutely no mistake. But what's good about this race, there he's looking behind him. He knows that Šulpek's making a charge. He has another look in this corner just to see if he's made it into the corner. As they leave the corner now, Jan Kvěch's having another look. Brilliant ride. Gives him all the room that he needs to ride quick and get himself in front of Jan Kvěch. And then Jan just rides beside him. Quite happy to protect him from the attack from Fraser Bowes. Great ride.
Yeah, they showed great composure there, because Fraser Bowes was really sniffing around, but they had the wherewithal. Jan Kvěch certainly played a huge role there. It was superb, and that's what it's all about, this Speedway of Nations. Look at the standings there. Czech Republic on 19, and they had Poland by a point, with Great Britain back in 3rd place. Denmark also very much in contention. And there's no doubt that the Czech Republic rode so very well last night, with Václav Milik and Jan Kvěch doing a fine job, going straight through to the final. It was a surprise, actually, but nonetheless, they did fully deserve it. Šulpek also coming in now, really getting his act together. So he's enjoying himself. Heat number 12, then, we'll see Latvia up against the Danish side. And quick turnaround for the Danes, just 1 race between heats, so 2 outings in 3 heats here for the Danish duo. So not too much time. As you said, the mechanics have got to work really hard here in this format.
Yeah, they're pretty intense nights for the mechanics. There's edges to change, no doubt. These days, you've got to change the ignition, the jet, the gearing, every single race.
Yeah, so plenty to be done. So here we go with the lineup then. There's Francis Gus in red, Anver Sulis will be in blue, Benjamin Basso in white, and Yul Pedersen will go out of the outside gate in yellow. Another tense tussle here. Can the home nation add to their points here? They could do with another heat advantage. Terrific stuff from Denmark last time with a 7-point haul, but Latvia can never discount them, and the class of Gust is never to be underestimated. He is a good rider, a very good rider indeed, and off the inside he's got every chance.
Yeah, he has. He's a battler too. He never knows when to give up. You know, he took a big nudge in his last ride, but he just keeps coming back. He'll make the ground back up, put you under pressure.
Yeah, he's a real battler, isn't he? He's a proper racer, so he gets his head down and keeps pushing right through to the checkered flag.
But then so is Benjamin Basso. Could be interesting, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it could be quite a tussle. So thoroughly looking forward to heat number 12. It's been terrific speedway so far. This will complete the third block of races, and the points situation really beginning to take shape. Some of the major nations really beginning to make their presence felt, but you would just suggest here for Denmark, this is an opportunity to really push on. Their fourth outing. They won't want to slip up, that's for sure, but the class of Gust is a major danger and possibly a thorn in their side. So here we go, heat 12. Tapes up and away we go, and Gust has not missed the start. He's made a terrific start. He fires himself into the first corner. He's being followed there closely by Benjamin Basso, and they charge down the back straight for the first time. Certainly a good effort.
Basso.
Basso now back to the inside. Oh, it's tight. Really tight. Gust being forced wide. Benjamin Basso trying to hang on to it. Gust did very well there to recover and maintain his lead. Terrific stuff from him. Got to say that Latvia are on a 6-3 at this stage with Jul Pedersen out the back, but all the action at the front. Francis Gust out in front. Terrific style. Benjamin Basso really working hard in second place.
Yeah, Basso looking at the whole track, trying to work out where the speed is, but now losing ground. The more he seems to try, the worse it gets for him. But Francis Gust, this is the battle from those two on the opening lap that I fully expected.
Super ride then. Ambersul is back in third place, but Francis Gust, terrific ride. Benjamin Basso just could not quite find the speed that he required to get the better of the Latvian, and it's a 6-point haul for Latvia. Terrific riding from them, and Denmark will be bitterly disappointed. 3 points there, and all of a sudden, just having a little bit of a knockback there, but a great stuff from Francis Gust and Ambersul is 6 points for them. Benjamin Basso back in second place, 3, and Jul Pedersen just missing out, but that Francis Gust, he really meant business there.
He certainly did, yeah. He's an all-out racer, as is Francis Gust, so it's a fantastic opening lap. There wasn't a lot between them, I've got to say. Francis Gust makes a great start, just puts his front wheel over the curb. Benjamin Basso just turns back, comes under a little bit of pressure from Ansfoulis at that point, but Basso just picking up a little bit of grip there, and then we can see on the opening lap, he goes around the outside. Francis Gust just overturning the bike a bit. He runs straight across the corner. He knows where the attack's coming from. Then he has to shut the door going into the corner from one side of the track to the other, but he does enough, and once it settles down, plenty of speed.
Yeah, he looked good out in front. It was a really tight tussle in the first half of the race, but the longer the race went on, you're absolutely right. He settled down and was looking good out in front. So we've got a state of play now with the Czech Republic hanging on with that slim 1-point lead on 19 points. And they are looking strong tonight, but it's awfully tight behind them. There's nothing to choose between the next 4 teams, with Great Britain back on 16 points. There's the stand, and Poland 18, Latvia 18, Denmark 17, Great Britain 16, and then Sweden and Australia, they're cut adrift with work to be done. But still at this stage, after 3 races, the Czech Republic leading from the front. The world champions back in second place. So, entertaining stuff so far, Chris. There's no question about that. We are seeing 1 or 2 mistakes, but in truth, it's adding to the entertainment.
Yeah, it always adds to the entertainment, and it's just, you know, the mistakes are not necessarily coming from a lack of ability, just a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of effort. But big race coming up in Heat 13 when Poland meet the Czech Republic.
Right, let's get down to Abby now. She's chatting with Francis Gust.
And what a night Francis Gust is having. 3 heat wins, but talk about that last heat, a really great battle between you and Ben Basso.
Yeah, I was lucky that I started from inside gate, so my start was a little better, and so my only job was just drop the clutch and drive till the end. And yeah, Basso was pretty faster than me, I would say that, and yeah, if I close his lines, then it's okay.
Talk about the heat with Poland. It was a racing incident, but when you have a pause like that and a delay, how hard is that to keep concentration for the restart?
No, you know, I'm trying to be tough in first corner, so because this track start takes all, and yeah, I'm not feeling very good that the Polish guy drives this ambulance, but this is Speedway, and yeah.
Yeah, we wish him well. Francis, what did you learn from the semi-final? Because you seem to be absolutely flying out there tonight.
Oh, I didn't. I learned that my last setup, what I did in semi-finals, was not working. So I changed some sprockets, and now it's with juniors it's working. But I don't know what would be with big guys.
It looks like it's working tonight, so keep it going. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Well, must say once again a very mature young man there with Francis Gus, and quite clearly his attitude is quite tough, actually, I must say, but good to hear from him.
I did like his description of his last race there. Drop the clutch and carve up the opposition was pretty much what he said.
Was indeed. Okay, let's just take a breather and just reflect on what we've seen so far. Plenty of spectacular action we've seen so far in the first 12 races, and of course these next two blocks of heats are going to be absolutely crucial in the outcome of this championship, because the top 5 teams, just 3 points between them, and you've got to believe that there's so little to choose. Any small mistakes now could be very costly indeed. So we will, before we get on with the action, so we can now get some reaction with Abby. She's with Drew Kemp.
Drew, congratulations getting the heat win in the last heat that you were in. What difference did you make from your first heat?
Change bikes, simple as that really. Obviously the first one wasn't going so well, and you know, didn't change the setup on the other bike, just hopped on it, and yeah, it just seemed to be a lot better. How is this night going? It's a hot night, is the track slick? Yeah, it's pretty difficult really, because it's a little bit patchy, you know, a little bit rutty, and where the sun's so low, it's pretty tricky coming into the corners. But yeah, you know, it's not grippy or anything, so you know, it's going to suit us British riders, and you know, like I said, we had a good race in that one, so hopefully we can carry it on, and yeah. Is there a good spirit in the camp, because GB fans were put through their nervous position last night? Yeah, there is. Obviously, it's nice to have some fans here tonight, and yeah, to have, you know, Ollie here tonight. Obviously, he was there last night, and hopefully, he doesn't have, you know, so much stress as he did last night. Obviously, not managing tonight, so yeah, it's good to have people like him, and when you are doing well, getting a 7-2 in that one, obviously, the atmosphere is always going to be good. So, yeah. Thank you. Keep it going. Thank you.
So yeah, the change of equipment there playing big dividends for young Drew Kemp, and a brave decision that has paid off for him. We're up out on track again with riders, so we've got heat number 13 coming up, where we're going to see the world champions Poland going up against the Czech Republic, and this is a big clash here.
Massive race.
Clash of the top two, yeah. So Poland will be off gates 1 and 3, and they put Moskowiak off gate number 1 in blue. Alongside him will be Jankovic in white. Gate number 3 is Matthias Sieniak in the red helmet colour, and the Petr Šulpek is off the outside in yellow. So yeah, the clash of the titans here, the top two, just a point between them. 19 points to the Czech Republic, Poland on 18. So something's got to give here, and I was about to say before we heard from Drew Kemp was that now with 2 races to go in the qualifying races, you cannot afford slip-ups now. It really is so tight between the top 5.
It is. It's about heat advantages. You know, a last place now at this stage is an absolute disaster.
It is indeed. And that's what I was trying to say. You said it much better.
I just thought I'd simplify it.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, I was overthinking it as always, but there we are. We got there in the end. But as I say, this is a tasty-looking race in Heat 13, that's for sure. The world champions under a bit of extra pressure, just down to 2 riders, but they've done a good job, very good job, particularly last time with a 7-point haul. Czech Republic, wow, 2 maximum scores already this evening, and seem to be just enjoying themselves. Smiles on their faces and just taking it as it comes. Fair play to them. But now this could be absolutely crucial in the outcome of the championship. Even at this stage, Heat 13 up at tapes now. Green light's about to come on. It's on now. Tapes are up and away we go. Super stuff on the inside there for Moscoviak. Oh, nasty looking incident there. Certainly Sierniak going down and biting the dust. And
similar to their opening race when they lost Brzezemski.
And was it Jankovic with him as well? Yeah. That really is a concern, because Kovac has been riding so well, and he's being attended to immediately. Good to see Sierniak straight away back up and just firing the bike up, and he'll ride it back. But watch that again.
Yeah, we can see Moscoviak makes the start from the inside. Yeah, it was just the domino effect there, Jankovic and Sierniak going down, but yeah, Moscoviak doesn't do anything wrong. Again, he hasn't come across. He's just turned the corner. Back wheels caught the opposition there, Jankovic, and the domino effect starts, and Matej Sierniak goes down too. But
classic case of first corner bunching, isn't it?
It's all full back, 100%.
Yeah, well, it's been confirmed, Chris. So we've had that from the referee, but there is some concern about Kovac possibly just catching his hand there as he comes over. He's up and about, so looks like he's going to be okay. Just a little bit bumped and bruised. So good news for the Czech Republic. They won't want to lose their top man, will they, at this stage?
No, absolutely
not. And tense stuff there going to the first corner, that's for sure. Moscoviak was away, but it was argy-bargy. So getting to the first turn. As you rightly said, prior to the start commencing it, last place is now going to be very, very penal indeed.
Yeah, and you can see it, you know, that's the pressure the lads are under now. They've realised, you know, the team managers have said, look, we just need heat advantages. Nobody's going to give an inch on that first turn now.
And so it proved. So Kovac making his way back to the pits, and he'll be given a suitable amount of time to make sure that he can get the equipment and himself ready. He looks okay, actually. I'm just keeping an eye on him there. Possibly his left hand there, just where he had it on the clutch side, and it just seemed to get it sort of caught with the handlebar, so maybe just gave him a bit of a thump. Be a bit sore, but the adrenaline is pumping. Shilpak there just patiently waiting in the pits, and he's done a nice job coming in tonight. Good pairing this for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, very solid pairing. The Czech Republic have had 2 maximum heat scores in the last 2 rides. They're going to want to keep that going, but tough against a strong Poland side.
Yeah, very, very strong Poland side, and they've got gates 1 and 3, which potentially is an advantage, and they'll be trying to replicate something similar, particularly Moscoviak sharp away from the inside. They'd switched it round there, actually. They've been using Moscoviak off the outside, but they put him off the inside gate, so tactics coming into play there with Rafael Dubrocki, obviously having a chat with his team.
Yeah, I think Rafael probably looking at the last couple of rides, thinking that Sierniak's carrying a lot of speed. He's a racer, maybe a better chance of overtaking, putting him off the outside gates.
Yeah, and we will wait and see with interest to see if that strategy works for them. Of course, it has done on numerous occasions. 14 times they've picked up the gold medal.
It's not bad, is it?
It's pretty decent, and they've won the last 8, so this will be a 9th consecutive World Championship if they were to go on and win Heat 23, which is the grand final tonight. The top team from the qualifiers tonight, it's different from the semi-finals, it's just the top team going through directly to the final. Then teams in 2nd and 3rd will then have the last chance qualifier to join the top team in the final, and of course then the shootout for the gold medal. Kvetch there looks like he's okay. Tough customer. He doesn't look under 21. I've got to say, I've got to look at his birth certificate. He looks about 31. But nonetheless, he's riding like a man that's got youth on his side, that's for sure. He was good last night. He's been riding great again tonight. And we'll see him, of course, in the Speedway of Nations World Championship final tomorrow as well.
Just Siernak just listening to Bartosz Zmarzlik, taking it all in, and why wouldn't you? Top advice from that man.
Yeah, Siernak is a rider that burst on the scene. Stunning ride in the final, of course, in Prague. Gus looks like he had it all under control, but Siernak had other ideas. Difficult night for the under-21 boys that night. It was wet, it was rough, it was rutty, but in the end, Siernak really did ride out of his skin to pick up the win. And as I said earlier, SGB 2, round 2, is in Cardiff in just over a fortnight's time. August the 14th for that. August the 13th, of course, for the next Grand Prix in the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. But Sunday afternoon for the under-21s.
They're going to love racing in that stage. I've been privileged enough to do a couple of Grand Prix myself there, and the atmosphere is unbelievable.
It's electric, that's for sure, and I haven't ridden in one, but I've been very fortunate to work there on many occasions, and delighted to be going back. Here we go now. 2 minutes is running, just getting the hurry up there in the Czech Republic pits. Jan Kvetch looks like he's all set and ready to be pushed off. We've got Petr Šulpek already out on track at gate number 4. Big tussle this, big clash. Top 2 at this stage after 12 races. And something's got to give. So, as I say, on the outcome of the meeting, when you reflect on it, this race may have a massive bearing on it. So, all 4 riders now up at tapes. We've got Miskowiak for Poland on the inside in blue. Jan Kvetch for the Czech Republic coming out of gate 2 in white. Mateusz Siernak for Poland coming out of gate number 3 in red. And Petr Šulpek off the outside in yellow. Second time of asking.
Yeah, Miskowiak made a great start first time out. He started a domino effect, but, you know, he hadn't moved out, so no problem there. And I think this time, really, Jan Kvetch has got to be looking to make a slightly better start. Just get his handlebars in front, pin him down on the inside, maybe give his teammate Šulpek a bit of a
Now that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? If that strategy could work, yeah, that would be ideal. And he can clamp him on the line, slow the race down, maybe.
Yeah, that's what he's going to have to do. He's got to clamp Miskowiak down and let Šulpek come around the outside. But of course, Mateusz Siernak might have something to say about that.
I'm sure he will. Here we go then. Second time of ask. Heat number 13, we're away. Miskowiak's made a really good start. Certainly Jan Kvetch is right there, hugging the inside. It's very tight indeed, with Siernak back in 3rd place. Certainly Šulpek is at the back. Oh, Miskowiak makes a mistake, and Jan Kvetch had to take avoiding action, and that helps the Polish team out massively, with Siernak now coming through into 2nd place. This would be a massive result for the world champions, Poland. Out in front, Miskowiak really riding very well indeed. Here comes Kvetch. It's not over for 2nd and 3rd. Jan Kvetch really pushing on hard.
Yeah, he's not going to take this lying down. Unfortunate, Miskowiak just stopped the bike. Jan Kvetch had to take avoiding action, had to ride out wide. Siernak came straight through. Jan Kvetch, I think, had we have not just had a track raid, I think he probably would have found a way past Mateusz Siernak, but not at the moment. But he is slowly making ground up.
Out in front then, one last turn for Miskowiak. Got to say it's tied for 2nd and 3rd on the run to the line, but it's a 7-point haul for the world champions, Poland. What a massive moment in the context of the World Championship tonight. Disappointment there for the Czech Republic, only picking up 2 points with Jan Kvetch. Back in 3rd place with Siernak, hanging on to 2nd place, but they won't worry about that now. They move on to 25 points. 7 points for Poland then. Jakub Miskowiak out in front, Siernak back in 2nd place, and the Czech Republic missing out for the first time almost this week, with Jan Kvetch just picking up 3rd place and Šulpek missing out. Big moment in the Speedway of Nations, number 2.
Yeah, that was a big result for Poland. Massive result, taking the pressure off, giving them a 4-point lead at the top of the chart. Czech Republic 21, Poland 25. Once again, off the inside, Miskowiak is a little bit nervous again. He has another little stab at the start, but he makes an electric start, and looked like, actually, that Mateusz Siernak was going to be able to get over the top there of the rider in white, Jan Kvetch. But Jan Kvetch now, that's the mistake. He rushes into the corner, and Miskowiak is just coming back at that moment, realises he's made a massive misjudgment, and runs out wide. Siernak doesn't need a second invitation, straight through, and a big 7 points.
Massive 7 points there for Poland, but we're already underway almost with heat number 14, that's for sure. We've got Great Britain here up against Sweden. Sweden on gates 1 and 3. And Sweden are going here with Kasper Henriksson off the inside gate in blue. Alongside him is Tom Brennan in white for Great Britain. And then in red helmet colour here, we've got... I've just lost my place for a moment, actually. We've got Gustav Grant, excuse me. Gustav Grant will come out of gate number 3 in red. And on the outside is Drew Kemp on his second bike, which is certainly performing very well indeed. He's in gate 4. Big clash again here. So little to choose between the top 5 here this evening. Great Britain have just watched that. These two teams, everybody's just watched Poland all of a sudden really stamp their authority on the night. And now you've got to react. You don't want to let them get away too far. Great Britain started slowly but have recovered recently, but they're in 5th place on 16 points, so a vital race for them if they really want to get amongst the top 3.
Yeah, when a team like Poland suddenly bang in 2 7-point scores, you're going to need more than just a heat advantage.
Here we go then, heat number 14, and we're away, and Tom Brennan's made a fantastic start out of gate number 2. He fires himself to the front. Gustav Grant coming through there, but Drew Kemp, what a first turn from him. Fantastic move from him. Got to say, that was superb. Henriksson there back in 2nd place. Drew Kemp hanging on for 3rd place with Grant out the back. But Tom Brennan, that was a superb start from gate number 2. Looking good out in front now.
Yeah, good start from Brennan. Great first lap from Drew Kemp. Made a nice line up the inside. Gets himself settled down into 3rd place. Giving chase. He's using the inside line. He's making the bike work quite well. But Henriksson there is just staying ahead of him.
He is indeed in 2nd place, but Tom Brennan showing a lot of class here this time. Quick away from the tapes, riding a terrific line. Henriksson coming back into the team and certainly riding strongly in 2nd place, but a great move from Kemp early in the race to force his way into 3rd place. So it's going to be Tom Brennan picking up the win, and Great Britain pick up 6 championship points there. Sweden there just picking up the 3, so a nice handy point haul there for Team GB. Sweden will be disappointed, no doubt about that. But Tom Brennan showing a really good level head there. Sharp away from the tapes and immaculate out in front. Here's the result of heat 14. 6 points for Great Britain. Tom Brennan in 1st place. Drew Kemp back in 3rd. Henriksson in 2nd place. And the 3 points for Sweden. And Gustav Grant actually surprisingly missing out.
Great result for Great Britain, moves them into 2nd place on 22 points, just 3 points behind Poland. I think at this stage they'll be quite happy with that.
Absolutely right, and it was looking a little shaky earlier on, but all of a sudden they're getting their act together and they're working together.
Yeah, Tom Brennan, really good start, just good clutch control there, just gets the bike under control. And at this stage, Drew Kemp is out the back, not looking good, but he just uses his Wolverhampton experience to line up the inside there.
Lovely move.
A treat for him, lovely move. And he put pressure actually on Henriksson for the entire race, but just wasn't able to find a way past. But 6 points, that'll do for Team Great Britain.
Yeah, they'll be delighted about that. So they've got themselves right back in the thick of the action, and it's heat 15 now with Australia going up against the host nation Denmark here. Australia will go with Fraser Bowes on the inside in the blue helmet colour. Benjamin Basso coming out of gate number 2 in white. Keenan Rue will come off gate number 3 in red. And on the outside, this time in the yellow helmet cover, we have got Kevin Yule Pedersen. Host nation now need to respond. They're on 17 points coming into this one. Australia are having a difficult night, and in truth, they are racing for pride a bit here. There's the lineup for you at home there with Rue, Bowes, Benjamin Basso, and Jonas Knudsen actually looks like he would have come in here. So a change there that we were unaware of. So I think it's Knudsen on the outside here in yellow, and it isn't Kevin Yule. Yeah, Kevin Yule Pedersen, so there's a change there. So host nation just changing their strategy here, but Australia on gates 1 and 3 need to do something here tonight. There we go, heat 15 is underway. Basso's made a smashing start from gate number 2. Bo's on the inside. Keenan Roo around the outside. Keenan Roo coming on good. Got to say that. Knudsen also trying to force his way into the action as well, but Basso out in front. This is not good news, really, for Denmark. I know Basso's going well, but Knudsen coming into the race has tailed off at the back, and Australia have had a difficult time hanging on in second and third. And Chris, this is not what Denmark needed. They needed to have a heat advantage.
Yeah, they needed much more than this to hang on to the coattails of Poland and Great Britain. The Australians settling down in second and third. They'll take the heat advantage. And Jonas Knudsen just lost too much ground on the opening lap going into turn 3. And I can't see him making it back up now.
Basso in a class of his own here. Made a slashing start and he's firing away out in front. Much better from Australia. They'll be pleased with this, and they'll be wishing that the meeting had started now. But for Benjamin Basso in Denmark, that's a fine win, but unfortunately his partner fails to score. So they just pick up 4 points, and once again, it's so tight in this championship. They're not completely out of it, but they've made it much harder for themselves as a consequence. Australia picking up 5 points, but got to say they may rue that against the bottom team. Here we see then heat 15, Australia pick up 5 points with Keenan Roo and Fraser Bowes, and 4 points with Denmark with Benjamin Basso out in front. But I'll tell you what, Chris, that could actually cost them very dearly.
Yeah, I think it has. It's put them under a lot of pressure now, 21 points. And they won't be happy with that. On the other hand, I think Australia, who are here to learn, give experience to their young guys, will be very happy with that. And Benjamin Basso just crouches over the front of the bike, doesn't want the front wheel up in the air, wants to go forward, makes a great start. And at this point, Keenan Roo looks like he's taking the challenge up on the outside, gathers a bit of momentum, gathers a bit of space, uses the dirt around the outside. The dirt line is a little bit dry, it's not really working quite effective enough. And Benjamin Basso just settles down out front.
Indeed he does. A nice ride for Benjamin Basso, a professional performance from him, and he'll be pleased with that. It's not all over for Denmark, but it's got to say that it's going to make it awfully hard. They're the standings for you on the screen. Poland out in front on 25, Great Britain on 22, the Czech Republic 21, Denmark 21. So, but they've raced one more race, of course, than the other 3 above them. So you've got to say they are extremely vulnerable. So we're here up at tapes once again, and we've got the Latvian team here coming up against the Czech Republic, if I'm not mistaken here. And
yes, yeah.
It looks like it's Jankovic on the inside in red, and Petr Šulpek will go off gate number 3 in blue. Francis Goods coming out of gate number 2 in white, and Ricard Anvasulis will go out of gate number 4 in yellow. So the Czech Republic need to bounce back here. Yeah. Disappointing return last time with just 2 points, so going to have to look for maximum, you would suggest, now if they want to go straight to the final. Here we go then. Away they go. Terrific stuff once again. Wow, what a start from Francis Gust out of gate number 2. Jankovic back in second place. Got to say that it's tight for third. Oh, very tight indeed. Jankovic looking for Petr Šulpek, but he wasn't there, unfortunately for him. But you've got to say that Anvasulis is hanging on there in third place. But look at Francis Gust go, really showing great speed, fast away from the tapes, and red hot out in front.
Yeah, Francis Gust looking good. It was a great start from him, really nice start, just pulled the bike to the corner. Got a little bit of rubber going down on the track going into the turns now. That can catch riders out. But at the moment, this one has spread itself out. And unfortunately, it's not going to be really enough for the Czech Republic. They've just lost their pace in the last couple of races.
Just running out of steam at the vital time, the Czech Republic. It's going to be 6 points if it remains this way for the Latvian team. Super ride from Gus. He's got a future in the sport, that's for sure. Very stylish ride from him. Kovac back in second place, and Vasulis in third. And Šulpek this time missing out. Disappointment for the Czech Republic. And once again at this crucial stage, you can ill afford last places, and that's exactly what they got there. The Latvians all of a sudden making their presence felt, moving on to 24 points. Czech Republic on 24 as well. And Great Britain with a race in hand on 22. But we'll see this again. Super stuff from Gust.
Yeah, super ride from Gust. Great start, just launched the bike to the corner. And Jan Kvek really not able to has a look there. Actually thinks it's his teammate Peter Schulpek, and it's not. And we can see the rider in there in yellow there, and Sapsulis just making a mistake. Jan Kvek picking up the second place, but Francis Gus really, once he settles down out front, plenty of pace.
Yeah, terrific ride from Francis Gus, and Latvia all of a sudden have turned their fortunes right around. They had a poor ride in the third outing, just scoring 2 points, but they've had 2 6-point hauls in the next 2 races, and they're looking really good now. So here's the result for Heat 16. 6 points for Latvia and 3 points for the Czech Republic. Disappointment for Czech Republic. They kind of just run out of steam at a vital moment. Possibly will hurt them. This time out, we've got Sweden up against Poland. Poland are on the inside 2 gates here. They've got Sieniak in red going from the inside gate. Alongside him for Sweden is Gustav Gran in gate number 2. Then gate number 3 is Jakub Miskowiak, and off the outside we've got Kasper Henriksson. So Poland looking good the last time out, very strong in their last 2 rides, looking to continue on here, Chris, because I do believe there's a change. Actually, Hellstrom Bangs is in gate number 2, so they have changed around once again, so excuse me there. Hellstrom Bangs is coming out instead of Gustav Grans there, so a last-second change there from the Swedish management. And they'll be hoping that Hellstrom Bangs can actually recapture the form we saw when he won a race.
Yeah, his opening ride was absolutely fantastic, and he just hasn't been able to find the pace ever since. But fast-starting Miskowiak electing to take the outside gate this time with Matthias Sieniak on gate 1.
So Henriksson just coming forward now on gate number 4. Massive race here, Heat 17, Poland looking good. Whoa, long pause. Great start from Miskowiak out of gate 3, and he's joined by his teammate, and Poland are really getting their act together now. Looking threatening, looking strong. Sieniak coming in to replace Paszymski, and he's doing a fine job. Terrific stuff from the Polish pair. Miskowiak on the outside. Hellstrom Bangs back in 3rd place. Sieniak on the inside. They're looking class, they're looking strong. The world champions out in front, looking really fast.
Yeah, great job from Sieniak on the opening lap. Just shepherded his teammate, Robert Miskowiak? No, wrong Miskowiak, that one. That's the one I used to race.
That's his uncle.
I knew I would say that at some point, but Miskowiak out front. And Sieniak now just hang on to 2nd place, but this is another massive 7-point bonus for them.
Poland looking good. They're into the last lap. Miskowiak fast out in front. Got to say that Hellstrom Bangs is putting a lot of pressure on Sieniak in 2nd place. They're looking for a way. He's got one more corner, Sieniak, to hang on. He's going to do it. He's lost his steel shoe as well. That's uncomfortable, but nonetheless, he's done a fine job. Miskowiak really passed him front. But the overall picture now with Poland moving on to 32 points, 3 consecutive maximum scores, and all of a sudden Poland in dominant mood here. Here's the result then of Heat 17. Poland on 7 points with Miskowiak and Sieniak. Sweden with 2, with Hellstrom Bangs back in 3rd place. Disappointment for Sweden, but Poland, what can you say? The world champions doing the business, and certainly looking very strong indeed. There's the standings after 17 races. 32 points for Poland, Latvia on 24, 24 for the Czech Republic, Great Britain on 22, with Denmark back on 21. Got to say, it looks like it's a race for 3rd and 2nd now. Poland all of a sudden showing great class now, Chris.
They've changed gear, their confidence is high, and Miskowiak makes a great start from gate 3, just gets there alongside Sieniak. Sieniak now has a look, realises it's his teammate Miskowiak. Doesn't actually allow him into the corner, but that's a little bit harder to do these days, particularly when the rubber goes down on the track. There's a lot of a blue groove going into the corners, and you can't get off the gas, so now you've just got to give your teammate the space to get into the corner and help him mid-corner.
You have indeed, and it is a fine sight, and that's the reason why they are the world champions, and when they've won it so many times. And Sieniak, who wasn't expecting to be riding all the time, he's certainly done a fine job, so congratulations to him. And they are in a commanding position right now. They've got an 8-point lead at this stage, and so they're looking set to go straight through to the final.
Yeah, they faced Denmark in their last one, but Denmark do have the inside gates.
but still, nonetheless, I don't think they can be caught. So, you know, nonetheless, they are pretty much guaranteed to go straight to the final with an 8-point lead. So, yes, it's looking like Latvia, Czech Republic, Great Britain and Denmark have really got a battle out for the second and third places to go to Heat 22 to try and force a way through to the final. So we can get some reaction now with Abby, and she's with Matthias Schieniak.
I certainly am. Just giving him a moment now to get ready. A busy night for you, busier than expected. You wouldn't obviously want your teammate to be injured, but you've come in and you've done a job, and you've done a job well.
Yeah, my third race is very good. Me and my team and all Polish team, we still searching good setup, but we have, I think, enough point to experiment with setup.
Yeah, you've got a great advantage now, real stamping your authority on tonight. We've seen Bartosz Szmazlik talk to you a lot, give you advice. What's he been offering? So with Bartosz Szmazlik, what has he been saying to you?
With Bartosz, we still talking about track, about setup, about everything. He helped me. It's for me, it's very good advice. So thank you him for it.
Matthias, thank you for talking to us, because I know it was tense times. He asked us just 2 questions because your team are busy, so we'll let you get back to it, but well done so far.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Abby, and well done to Matthias. It's never easy speaking English, and he did a fine job there. And Bartosz Szmazlik just keeping an eye on proceedings. And Poland are not quite in the final, but they're looking pretty strong. But they've just got to try and drag some points out of their last one. But the pressure is nonetheless on Latvia, Czech Republic, Great Britain and Denmark. They're all chasing them down now. They've got an 8-point lead, but some of the teams have got races in hand. So
yeah, Great Britain could put the pressure on here with 7 points.
Yeah, 7-point haul here for Great Britain would certainly keep Poland very honest indeed. And Great Britain need to. They've responded well with their last 3 races. Here we see them getting ready for heat number 18, and they're racing against Australia. No changes here. Fraser Bowes and Keenan Roux for Australia, and Tom Brennan and Drew Kemp for Great Britain. So Tom Brennan in red, Drew Kemp will be in blue, Keenan Roux will be in white, and Fraser Bowes will go in yellow. And we'll keep an eye out to see exactly which way round they will start from. But in the context of the World Championship, Chris, Great Britain will be very keen to get a maximum score now.
Yeah, they'd give themselves a minimal chance of going straight to the final, but it would mean that Poland have got to slip up. But nonetheless, it would put them in a more comfortable position for the qualifying race.
Yeah, Great Britain have got 2 races left, and they've got Heat 18, and then they go out again in Heat 21, and they will be racing against the Czech Republic, who have actually run a little bit flat. They're still in it, actually, remarkably. They've only scored 5 points from the last 2 outings, but they started so very well. They're still very much still in it. So that last race between the Czech Republic and Great Britain will be quite a clash, and we look forward to that.
Yeah, there's a lot on that race.
Yeah, there's still work to be done. Australia haven't had their night. They really haven't got going, and they started with some crashes and in different performances, and the last race was their best one by picking up a 2nd and a 3rd. Oliver Allen there on the left talking to Neil Vacher. They haven't had the temptation to put Leon Flint in tonight. They've maintained the same pairing throughout. In truth, I tend to agree with that. Drew Kemp, when he changed his bike, he's upped his game.
Yeah, I think, you know, this is not like the semi-finals that we've seen in the previous 2 nights. This is a final, so I think if you're confident that you've picked the right 2, you've got to stick with them. It's not about letting riders out on track, giving them the chance in case you make the final. This is it. You've got to go out and win it.
Absolutely. And you've got it's sudden death. It's all on the night. Of course, it's Speedway of Nations 2, of course, here in Vojens, the Speedway Centre. We've enjoyed a smashing week of Speedway, and tonight has been exactly the same. It's been action-packed. We've been thoroughly entertained, that's for sure. And we're coming to the conclusion of the first final of the week. And who's going to be world champions? Will it be the Poles, or will we have a new world champion here this evening? Denmark doing awfully, trying awfully hard, but they're languishing back down in 5th place on 21 points. Not going to be easy for them, but there are the opportunities for Heat 22 with the 2nd and 3rd place teams.
Yeah, and on balance, you've got to say throughout the meeting so far, Poland are the best team. They lost their #1 man straight away, but sitting on top of the pile with 32 points. But it's all about the pressure and winning that final heat.
Yeah, it's a sudden death thing. So now we've got Heat 18 here, and they're up at tapes with Australia and Great Britain. And we got Drew Kemp this time going off the inside in blue. It'll be Keenan Rue coming out of gate number 2 in white. And Tom Brennan will go from gate number 3. So switch for Great Britain, and Fraser Bowes will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. And interesting move there from Neil Batcher.
Yeah, I guess he thinks consistently Tom Brennan is making starts. We know Drew Kemp is capable of making an absolute flyer, so if he can pull one of those off, particularly having the advantage of the inside gate, probably the strongest way round to have them, I think.
OK, time will tell, of course, but there's no doubt that Tom Brennan has been in fine form and making starts really well, and it may prove to be exactly the right call if he can make a good start from gate to number 3. Australia, better last time with a 5-point haul, but still nonetheless you've got to believe that Great Britain have desires on being world champions here this evening. They've got to look for a 7-point haul now. This is a massive race for them. They've got 2 more opportunities for Heat 21 as well, up against the Czech Republic, but up against Australia. On paper, Great Britain have got to look at this one as a great opportunity for 7 points. Here we go then, heat number 18. Green light's on, tapes are away, and away we go. Kemp's made a good start, but so has Keenan Rue. Oh, Kemp's gone down. Oh, disaster in the first corner for Great Britain. Tom Brennan had no choice but to put the bike down. There's no doubt that the watering on the inside there in the first corner just caught Drew Kemp out completely, and he pirouetted around. But he's going to get excluded for it, and that really is a drama, and that could cost Britain dearly.
Yeah, that's really put them under pressure in their final heat against the Czech Republic. And unfortunately for Drew Kemp, he doesn't quite make it good enough off the inside gate. Keenan Rue puts him under pressure there, and he just turns the bike. You're absolutely right, Kelvin. The water that's gone down catches him out and pirouettes round. But Tom Brennan, unfortunately, also collects him. And however small the crash, you take a knock, the bike gets knocked, you really don't need that. And now Tom Brennan, the pressure of having to go out on his own and win the rerun.
Yeah, but they can only get a maximum of 4 points, so they cannot get a heat advantage. So at this crucial stage, it is a big blow for Team Great Britain. Drew Kemp, there we see it again. It's an untidy incident there. In actual fact, Tom Brennan is slammed into the track there. He's going to feel the effects of that. That's for sure. We keep our fingers crossed that he is fit.
He was up pretty quick, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, they do wear back protectors, and it was certainly needed there. But Drew Kemp is clearly very frustrated, and you can sympathise for him. Just got caught out by the greasy conditions on the inside. Leg went back tyre let go on him, and the bike, really and truthfully, he was just a passenger.
Yeah, unfortunate. Drew Kemp will be very disappointed. Tom Brennan's now got to get his thoughts back together. Hopefully the bike is okay. Hopefully he's okay. He can go out, look for a race win, at least give Great Britain a chance.
Yes, exactly. That's all they can do. And the 4 points has got to be a minimum now. Exclusion for Drew Kemp, of course, clearly causing the stoppage of the race. Leo Tasinsky, the Ukrainian referee, had no choice but to exclude him. He'll be upset about that. He'll feel like he's let the team down, won't he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. You know, it's a big event. It's a massive thing, and now Team Great Britain can get 4 points from this to put them onto 26. But they are under a lot of pressure now for a top 3 place.
Yeah, it's a shame, but they've got 2 more opportunities, and who knows? It may be out of their hands, but things could work out. But for Latvia and Czech Republic in particular, it is an opportunity. Great Britain have got to race the Czech Republic in Heat 21, so it could all hinge on that, maybe potentially for 3rd place. So the lineup for heat 18 now looks like this. Tom Brennan will be in red, but he'll go from gate number 3. Keenan Rue will go out of gate number 2 in white, and Fraser Bowes will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. And actually, Keenan Rue had actually made a really good start from gate number 2 there.
He had made a very good start. You've got to say that both Keenan Rue and Fraser Bowes have gradually ridden themselves into this meeting. Both started their first 2 races with a crash each. And, you know, that really put them under pressure and unsettled them, but they've slowly settled down. They've got a heat advantage against Denmark in their last one, which was no mean feat. So, yeah, they've slowly ridden their way into this competition.
They have, and if they can finish on a high, then they'll go away with smiles on their faces, and it certainly started poorly. But the last race, if you can finish with a bit of a rattle, then all of a sudden it's not quite as bad as you thought it might be. But here we go then. Second time of asking. Tom Brennan has actually gone to the inside gate. I'm not sure
he can do that.
I'm not sure he can do that. Maybe he's unaware that he needs to go to gate number 3. I do hope that that doesn't end up in an exclusion. And there's no doubt that he, at this stage, is unaware that possibly he needs to be in gate number 3.
Although the rule does read once the race has started. I don't know if this could be classed as another start of the race, so if this one was stopped, you'd have to go back to gate 1. I'm not sure if that's how it works.
Well, we'll wait and see at the outcome of it, because at the moment it certainly looks like he's going to go from the inside gate. Keenan Rue on gate number 2 for Australia in white, and on the outside with no rider in gate number 3 is Fraser Bowes. So here we go then, heat number 18. Massive moment in the context of this championship for Great Britain. Tom Brennan with all the pressure on. Can he make it work now? Tapes are up, but Keenan Rue has made an absolutely smashing start out of gate number 2. Here comes Fraser Bowes as well around the outside. Tom Brennan stuck on the inside and is relegated back to 3rd place. And Australia really have got their act together. They got a heat advantage last time, and they're looking good for a 7-point haul here. This is a real turn-up for the books. Certainly gate number 2 working brilliantly for Keenan Rue. He now realises his teammate Fraser Bowes behind him, and they're looking good out in front.
Yeah, this is a great finish for them. It's hard for Team Great Britain. They've challenge seems to be fizzling out now, but Australia, they've slowly ridden their way into the competition. They've slowly learned the track, and they'll be very happy to finish with 7 points.
Yeah, Fraser Bowes is a touch uncomfortable in 2nd place. He was glancing back at Tom Brennan. They're into the last lap. Keenan Rue riding really nicely out in front. Tom Brennan coming on strong in 3rd place. Fraser Bowes is uncomfortable. They clash down the back straight. Brennan pushing awfully hard. Bowes tries to respond round the last corner. Tight to the run to the line. It's a 7-point haul for Australia. What a result, and that's a turn-up for the books. A bit of a disaster for Great Britain. Got a feel for him, just didn't work out. Tom Brennan not making the start from the inside. We thought he actually should have gone from gate number 3, but quite possibly it was perfectly legal for him to go from the inside. So Great Britain missing out there. 7 points for Australia with Keenan Rue and Fraser Bowes. Tom Brennan back in 3rd place, 2nd place. That will have hurt them dramatically. And unfortunately there, they just move on to 24 points, and they would have been looking to move on to 29.
Yeah, that's a tough race for Great Britain, but Australia, nice way for them to finish a very, very tough night.
Consolation prize there.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Australia.
Yeah, and Keenan Rue, he's made the start in the first attempt, makes another great start there. Tom Brennan really spinning up quite badly. I almost thought his clutch must be slipping from that one, but I don't think it was. He wouldn't have finished the race. So has a big, big challenge. Actually clobbers into the side of Fraser Bowes as they enter the last corner of the last lap. Moves Fraser Bowes over into the grip, and they manage to complete the 7-2.
So here we go then. We've got heat number 19 here with Latvia taking on Sweden. We've got Francis Gus will go from the inside in the red helmet colour, and Vasulis in blue out of gate number 3 for Latvia. Gate number 2 in yellow is Kasper Henriksson, and then Philip Hellstrom-Bangs will go from the outside in the white helmet colour. Massive opportunity now for Latvia. Latvia are sitting pretty on 24 points with a race in hand over Great Britain. There's the lineup for you. Francis Gus in red, and Vasulis in blue, Hellstrom-Bangs in white, and Kasper Henriksson in yellow. So, as I was just saying, that Latvia with that terrific performance in their last race. They've had 2 6-point hauls in the last 2 outings, 24 points, 7 here. All of a sudden they'll leapfrog into second place.
Yeah, big ride for Latvia, big ride.
It is indeed. So here we go, heat number 19. Everything on the line here. Francis Gust is riding out of his skin tonight. Can Ambasulis produce something out of gate number 3? Here we go then. And they're away. And Francis Gust has made a really good start, and Ambasulis is there with him, and that's exactly what Latvia needed. Ambasulis coming around the outside, and Latvia all of a sudden turning on the starter. Oh my goodness, Henriksen all over the place there. The red lights have got to come on. That was a spectacular incident there with Kasper Henriksen just turning the bike inside out and just been literally catapulted off the bike. And we keep our fingers crossed that he's okay. Spectacular crash.
Yeah, that was a tough crash. He got so much height as he got flicked off the bike. Once the momentum of the bike just stopped, went into reverse and just threw him off very hard. You got to feel for Francis Gust and Ambasulis. They've done the job. Francis Gust, great first lap to let his teammate round the outside of him. And,
well, they're going to have to do it again, aren't they?
Exactly, going to have to do it all again.
And we are now keeping an eye on Kasper Henriksen, because a heavy fall there, and catapulted off the bike, with the bike literally going into reverse, as you rightly say, and then gripping and literally firing up underneath him. Very uncomfortable indeed. Frustration, of course, for Latvia when they'd hit the front, and they've got to try and do it again, but they will be up against just one rider. Ambasulis there, just taking a few deep breaths. This is tense stuff now. Coming to the conclusion of the Speedway of Nations 2, the Under-21 World Championship. Latvia, a surprise package, actually. Nobody was really talking about Latvia before the meeting started, Chris. You've got to believe that 7 points here, which they were looking like they were going to get, and all of a sudden they were going to get to heat 22 at the very least.
Yeah, and 7 points here is going to put both Czech Republic and Great Britain under a lot of pressure in their last races.
Yeah, exactly. So a great opportunity for Latvia. Vladimir Rybnikov's a vastly experienced man now, will be delighted with the way his troops are performing. Good to see him up, though.
Yeah.
The sun's low in the sky, difficult to see him as he walks off, but the yellow exclusion light is on, no surprise in that.
Yeah, just having a look at it again, he just backs the bike in far too hard. The tyre lets go. Once you get into reverse, the bike stalls, and that's it, stops.
Ooh.
And yeah, just wants to throw you off backwards. Really awkward looking crash.
The only good thing there is he gets clear of the bike there, doesn't he?
Doesn't get collected.
If he'd landed on the bike, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and you know, you can sometimes, your hand can still be on the throttle, and you just grab a handful of throttle and the bike takes off with you again. But fortunately, as you say, he does get thrown clear. He won't feel fortunate at that point. You saw in the morning.
He'll be feeling second hand, that's for sure, no doubt about it. But he's young, and he'll bounce, and it's good to see him walking back to the pit. So once again, the action continues here this evening with Speedway of Nations 2. Massive race for Latvia. If they can take advantage here. So let's get down to Abby. She's got the Latvian team manager now with her.
Vladimir, your team now is in a great position. They've really found consistency and working well together.
I think still very early speak about today's race, but today's day better than Wednesday, Wednesday.
Yes, and really they're feeling very confident. Francis Gust is a real class rider.
Yes, Francis Gust is a good rider, and a few years he participated very fine. And I hope what is Francis Gust will world champion in future.
Vladimir, good luck for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good to hear from Vladimir Rybnikovs, the Latvian team manager. He has clearly high expectations for Francis Gust, and rightly so, actually.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
a rider with a huge future. Just up at tapes, the Latvian team. They'll go from gates 1 and 3 with Gust on the inside, and Ambasulis coming out of gate number 3. And Hellström Bangs now coming in as the sole representative for the Swedish team, will go from gate number 2 in white. So we reiterate, the Latvian team, they are now with 24 points. 7 points here will all of a sudden put them into second place. and an outstanding chance of at least a battle out with second and third to make the grand final tonight. So this is a great opportunity for the team.
Czech Republic and Great Britain will be cheering on Hellstrom Bangs here, I think.
Very much so. And Hellstrom Bangs has been up and down like a yo-yo tonight. You know, he looked really good when he won that race, and then inexplicably just was off the pace in other ones. So can he return to that earlier form by coming out of gate number 2? We've seen boys making good starts from there. Here we go then, heat number 19. He's missed the start. Gus has made a great start on the inside. Hellstrom Bangs there tucking in behind Gus through that first turn. Anversulis round the outside. Can't get away through there. The door was slammed shut, but he's now switched to the inside. Anversulis coming through. What a smart move that was. That was silky smooth as well. Wasn't hectic. He just read it beautifully, and he's into second place. And Latvia now, first and second, 7 points. Oh! Back crash. Back crash. Oh, my goodness.
Such a shame. He'd ridden such a great race. Just lost traction as he went into the corner. Tough crash.
He'd done all the hard work. It was a lovely move to get the better of Hellstrom Bangs. Hellstrom Bangs is already on his feet, but Anversulis is going to feel the full effects of that, because there's no doubt he was collected by a Speedway bike there.
Yeah, nasty moment.
Oh, drama once again here this evening. You just can't take your eyes off it. We don't want to see crashes, particularly like that.
No.
It's far from ideal, but these youngsters really giving everything they can. Just maybe a bit greasy there, a little bit slick, and I don't know. The sun is actually in their eyes as they go in that corner now, because I'm looking across there from the commentary position. It is quite difficult to see there, but nonetheless, it just caught him out.
Such a good opening lap as well. He was composed, he didn't panic.
Yeah.
Great move up the inside.
Lovely ride from him, and it was looking like it was going to be a maximum haul, but he'll be out. So this is just going to be looking like a shootout between Gus and Hellstrom Bangs. And as you rightly said before the race, this is going to do Great Britain and Denmark, and Czech Republic, excuse me, the Czech Republic, a big favour.
It is, yeah. I did see that Hellstrom Bangs was just indicating to his mechanics that the bike was spinning far too much for him, so they'll be looking to make changes.
Yeah, so concern for Anversulis is still laying down. We've got the ambulance once again back out on track, so we will just hope that Anversulis is okay and he can recover, but it was a nasty incident, and when a bike comes into you, that's when injury can be sustained. Not quite sure what's going on there. But looks like Francis Gus is having a rest. But
sure what he's doing there.
No, it looks like he's lost something underneath that box there, but slightly unusual. But his teammate Anversulis is lying down, but for very different reasons.
Yeah, we wish him all the best. It's never nice to see the ambulance out on track. A lot of concern around him at the moment.
Yeah, and who's going to win this meeting? At the moment, Poland look like they've got the composure to go on and do it, in truth. They've come better and better the longer the night's gone on. One or two teams just feeling the pressure here, Chris. You know, Great Britain slipped up in their previous heat. Latvia there, looking good, and then all of a sudden... And...
No, the result of this race now, which will be one way or the other, looks like being a 4-3, has really thrown the race for the two positions for the qualifying race wide open.
Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, the 4 or 3. I do believe that he's on his feet and he's making his way back here. So
yeah, just looking at it, it's such a big, heavy impact. You can see there again, same corner tyre, let's go, goes down. Ooh. And that was what I was talking about earlier. He takes the full impact of the crankcases, the bottom of the engine, and that's a lot of weight. It's solid, and I can understand why he will be feeling extremely second-hand after that one. Actually gets carried into the fence by the bike.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah,
nasty.
He's done very well to get himself up.
Yeah, delighted to see him on his feet. He's excluded, of course, but he won't really be worried about that. It's just pleasing to see that there are no broken bones, and he'll live to fight another day. We'll have a straight shootout here now with Francis Gus up against Philip Hellstrom Bangs, and as I say, Latvia, the best they can do now is 4. and that does open the door, rather, for the Czech Republic and Great Britain, who will go head-to-head in Heat 21. So it really is going to be nip and tuck as we go towards the Heat 22 and the grand final itself in Heat 23. And the top team in the qualifying heats after 21 races will go straight to the grand final. Then teams in second and third will then race off to try and join whoever is in the grand final itself. So it appears that Great Britain may have just slipped up. They're still in third place at the moment.
Still, a heat advantage would give them a chance, because if Latvia put themselves on 28 points, which you'd have to say they look likely to, Great Britain do still have a chance.
Oh, they do indeed. As I say, you rightly say, it has opened the door for Great Britain, but the Czech Republic are also in a similar position. Yeah. So it really is going to come down to the nitty-gritty in Heat 21. So now we can have some more reaction from the pit area. Abby is down there, and she's got Neil Vatcher with her.
Neil, some big crashes throughout the night. You wouldn't want an attritional heat like we've just seen, but it does open the door for you and Team GB.
Yeah, it does. We could have done with some more points in that last one, but unfortunately we went out after the track grade. The track was a bit greasy and the boys got in trouble in the first corner. But we're still in the mix, you know, a nervy end to the meeting, but we've got one big race to go, and I know the boys are going to give it their all.
What did you say to Drew Kemp to make sure that his spirits are still high?
No, Drew's still high. He's had a great meeting so far. You know, it's just unfortunate that he was just off the inside on the slick, which got wet, obviously, after the track grade. But he's been doing a real good job, so his spirits are still high. No worries.
Neil, thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, it is an opportunity, and all of a sudden for Drew Kemp, who possibly felt like he'd let the team down with circumstances in this race now, all of a sudden it's not looking so gloomy for them, and as I say, it's still an opportunity, and as Neil Vatcher says, they are still very much in the mix.
Yeah, it's a straight shootout in the final race. Great Britain and Czech Republic, whoever get the heat advantage there, are going to take the final spot.
Brilliant. And we will wait and see. Now we've got a race-off here between Francis Gust and Philip Hellstrom-Bangs. There's the position after, at this stage, 32 points for 5 heats race for Poland, Czech Republic 24, Great Britain 24, Latvia 24, of course tight, and Australia on 22. Wow, that 7-point turnaround, it's been big for them. But Francis Gust has just simply got to focus on winning this heat, and he's more than capable, that's for sure. He's been in fine form tonight, Francis Gust. And interesting to hear from Vladimir Rybnikov's his team manager, and he's expecting him to be a world champion in the future. And high praise indeed.
Yeah, it's high praise, and why not? He makes great starts. He's got good track craft. He's got good presence of mind. He's helped his teammate out on more than one occasion tonight. So impressive performance from him.
There's the lineup. Gus in red on the inside. Excluded is Amphasoulis. Philip Hellstrom-Bangs will go out of gate number 2 in white. And his teammate, unfortunately, is also out, but Henriksson is up and about, so that's good news. But now, as I say, 4 laps head-to-head between Sweden and Latvia. Latvia really do need 4 points as a minimum, but what a start that is. Absolutely perfect start there from Francis Gus. Hits the inside, roars down the back straight. Hellstrom-Bangs is there, certainly in contention. Gus is running wide. Hellstrom-Bangs coming up the inside, it's tight. Oh, Gus actually running far too wide and clouded the fence as they completed the opening lap. Now just regaining his composure, and he's looking good in front here, Chris.
He is looking good. He's a very composed rider. Yes, he did run a little wide, but didn't seem to let it worry him, and now he's looking pretty good out front. Just riding mid-track. Hellstrom-Bangs was looking for a run up the inside, but he was complaining, I could see to his mechanics in the first attempt at this race, that his bike was spinning far too hard, and I think he's still suffering the same problem.
Yeah, can't quite land a blow, Hellstrom-Bangs back in second place, but Francis Gus, this is all he could do. It's going to be 4 points for Latvia. They were looking for 7. It was looking likely, but unfortunately the drama of the previous staging of the race, it wasn't to be. But Francis Gus does the business for Latvia out in front. Hellstrom-Bangs picks up 3 points back in second place for Sweden. And Latvia moving on to 28 points. And in truth now, it's out of their hands. They're going to need a strike of luck between the Czech Republic and Great Britain if they are going to manage to stay in third place. So the result for heat number 19 is Latvia 4 points, Sweden with 3 with Hellstrom Bangs, and a pretty fairly straightforward ride there for Francis Good. So good away from the tapes.
Yeah, he's a very, very accomplished rider for a man of his age. He just always consistent off the start. The bike doesn't go up in the air, doesn't have to work the clutch hard, he just shoots forward. And if you can make 5 of those on a night, then you've got a very good chance of winning races. So, yeah, he's an accomplished young man. He looks good when he's out front, doesn't make too many mistakes. And I enjoy watching him ride. But, yeah, I mean, there was one small mistake, but it didn't slow him down very much, did it?
No, it didn't at all. And as I say, I think that the way he rides the bike, he's very accomplished on it, as you rightly say. And I think we're going to see plenty of Francis Gus in the future. So, moving nicely on now. And heat number 19 done and dusted. We're moving up to heat 20, where we'll see the world champions Poland off 2 and 4, and then we'll see a Danish team, the host nations, will go from gates 1 and 3. We've got Benjamin Basso off the inside in red. We've got Matthias Schieniak coming out of gate 2 in white, and Kevin Newell Pedersen will go from gate number 3 in blue, and Jakub Miskowiak from the outside. There's the lineup for you: Basso, Pedersen, Schieniak and Miskowiak. Big clash here. Denmark, where it hasn't gone quite as well as they would have liked.
No, it hasn't, no. They've not been able to find any sort of consistency. 21 points at the moment, could put themselves on 28, but that's still going to mean it's a straight shootout between Czech Republic and Great Britain.
Indeed it is, but they've got to lower the colours of the world champions, and the world champions have been unbeaten in their last 3 outings, and you've got to say they have looked mighty impressive, and they've got stronger and stronger the longer the night's gone on. So heat 20 is not too far away from us. Jakub Miskowiak just taking his time, coming up to tapes. Schieniak's already there, twitching away, keen to get on with the action. Tense time here. Nobody's in a hurry, are they?
No, they're running the clock down, taking their time.
They are indeed. So moving forward now. Heat number 20. One more race to go in the qualifying heats before the last chance to qualify in the grand final. Here we go then. Tapes are up and away we go. Basso's made a really good start on the inside. Kevin Newell Pedersen's in 3rd place for Denmark as well. Schieniak in 2nd place. This is a turn up for the books at this stage, with Jakub Miskowiak out the back. Benjamin Basso hugging the inside. Schieniak coming on strong in 2nd place. Newell Pedersen in 3rd. Here comes Schieniak round the outside. Oh, he's on the back wheel. That cost him Basso. Killed his momentum and allowed Schieniak to come through. Miskowiak now has got work to do, because it's still a heat advantage for the Danish team. But fair play to Schieniak. He was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he put himself in the right place because he was chasing back wheels. He's lost his steel shoe again, I think, and that's an uncomfortable position to be in. I'm sure there's something dangling around the back there.
Yeah,
his steel shoe's gone, so he's going to be feeling very uncomfortable. Fortunately for him, it's a slick track. You don't really have to rely on your steel shoe quite as much.
No, he's done very well indeed out in front, and he picks up 4 points. So Poland were looking for more, but they're going to move on to 36 now, and you've got to believe that 36 points, yeah, that pretty much seals the deal. They're in the final, so not a disaster with Jakub Miskowiak running 4th there and failing to score. So they kind of got away with that. So 5 points for Denmark, with Basso 2nd and Kevin Newell Pedersen 3rd. Matthias Schieniak, smashing ride from him to come to the front. He picks up the win, and Miskowiak misses out. 36 points for Poland, and Denmark finish on 26. They're in 3rd at this stage, with the Czech Republic and Great Britain have got a race to come, and they're only 2 points behind.
This is all tight now at the top, and Czech Republic, Great Britain, straight shootout as we look at the replays now. And Benjamin Basso, another fantastic start from the inside, hits the front. Schieniak now, is this first lap, he is chasing back wheels as they enter this corner. He doesn't really leave a lot of room for error there on the outside, and at that point there, that's when the big difference was made, because Benjamin Basso just lifts, kills the momentum. Once you're going up in the air, you're not going forwards, and Schieniak squeezes past. Another great ride from the pole.
Do you know what? That result there has actually helped Denmark massively, because when you look at it, they're in third place now, and they've still got a chance, possibly. It may come to a countback. If there's a 7-2 here, then the Czech Republic or Great Britain will actually only be on 26 points. And so then it will come back to who beat who and when. So there's no doubt that there's still an outside chance of Denmark hanging on to that third place. So Poland slipping up may just have helped Denmark. Well, it has done, no doubt about it.
It's given them a chance.
It has indeed. So, and we will wait and see. The last race of the qualifiers now. Massive race for both countries. Great Britain, a touch unfortunate last time with Drew Kemp biting the dust in the first corner. And they go out of gates 2 and 4. So the line-up then is Jankovic in red off the inside. Piotr Schulpek out of gate number 3 in blue. Tom Brennan will go from gate number 2 in white, and Drew Kemp off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. This is tense times here for both sides, isn't it, Chris? Because they really have got to try and steal a march. 5-4, 5 points.
5-4 would go back to countback with Latvia.
Yeah, so it's going to be awfully tight. 6 points is what both of these teams are looking for, to make sure that they can get through to second place, and they are definitely in heat 22. So here we go then. Heat 21. It's been a smashing night of Speedway. We've had a few pauses, we've had a few dramatic crashes. We don't like seeing them, but the racing's been red hot, that's for sure. It's a world championship. We're getting ever closer to the medals being handed out, of course. Just the 3 races to go here tonight to see who's going to be crowned world champions for 2022 and the Speedway of Nations 2. Heat 21 then. Czech Republic up against Great Britain. Green lights on.
Oh, good start from Kemp.
Tom Brennan, absolutely jet prepared out of gate number 2. Superb stuff from him. Kvec through into second place. Schulpek in third. Got to say, this is a heat advantage for the Czech Republic with Drew Kemp out the back. Here comes Kvec pushing on in second place. Tom Brennan there under threat. Kvec has been fast throughout the week. He's coming on. He's getting faster and faster. Brennan under pressure. Got to say that Schulpek back in third place. Now Kvec up the inside. No, he can't quite get there. Brennan responds, slams the door shut. Must finish out in front for Team Great Britain, but there's no doubt that Kvec is going to keep pushing on.
Yeah, Tom Brennan, he's doing a good job. He's got eyes in the back of his head, because no doubt Jankovic is quite a bit quicker. He's looking to generate speed on the outside. He's making a lot of speed. Tom Brennan riding some fantastic lines. Need a little bit more from Drew Kemp at the back.
One last turn here. Brennan on the inside. Brennan hangs on. But it's a heat advantage for the Czech Republic, Chris.
Yep.
And that could be huge. A 5-4. And the Czech Republic now move on to 29 points into second place, and that means that Great Britain also are on 28 points alongside Latvia. So there will be a count back there to see who beat who when they meet. Hopefully we can sort that out for you very quickly, but 5 points for the Czech Republic. They're into heat 22. Great Britain possibly will be.
Great Britain got a 7-2 over Latvia.
So Great Britain then, you would think, will join Czech Republic. We'll see an action replay of those two countries going again head-to-head in the very next race. Dramatic stuff there. Super racing. Jankovic possibly just a touch frustrated, because, as you rightly say, he was quicker than Tom Brennan, but Tom Brennan rode a very smart race.
Yeah, very good ride from Tom Brennan. Rider in white here off the inside makes a super start, manages to get across Jankovic, and he rode a super line the whole race, just managing to nip across, get the bike turned just before Jankovic. You can see Tom Brennan was totally aware he was coming, fully committed. He went straight to the inside. Of course, he ran across the corner, but that didn't matter. He'd stopped Jankovic's run and the momentum into the corner. Otherwise, once he gets a half a wheel underneath you, he's going to run you out wide. Great ride from Tom Brennan.
Smashing stuff came flying away from gate number 2. Got to say that the Czech Republic are going to actually have the gate pick here for Heat 22, the last chance qualifier for the grand final. Great Britain on 28. Looks like it's confirmation that Great Britain will be in Heat 22 because of the heat advantage they had over Latvia on the countback. So they get in there by the skin of their teeth. It's confirmed on the screen for you. Poland in the final on 36. 29 points for the Czech Republic, 28 for Great Britain. And it's a repeat of Heat 21. And there's no doubt that I tell you what, Great Britain will need a heat advantage, because 5 points for the Czech Republic in heat 21, that would see them through to the final.
Yeah, it's all about heat advantages, and they can get themselves into the final here, Great Britain. But fantastic night's racing. Poland, 36 points. That doesn't lie. They've been the better team so far to this point. But, of course, you know, the grand final, it's a pressure race. Things change when you get to that point.
Absolutely. Anything can happen. So a bronze medal at worst for the Czech Republic and Great Britain. But they'll want more, of course. They want to have the opportunity to race for gold in heat 23. Brennan... in dialogue there with his team crew.
Craig, talking to Craig Cummings, used to be the chief mechanic for Billy Hamill for many, many years, so he knows about these pressure situations.
He does indeed, and we can have a good look into the pits now to see the work that's going on. So while the boys are preparing themselves for the last chance qualifier, we can have a look back on all the action we've seen so far tonight. So there we've seen all the highlights of the evening so far. Team Great Britain in deep discussion about getting prepared for heat number 22. Drew Kemp there, who just failed to score in that last ride, and it will be very interesting to see which gate positions they end up with. The choice for gate positions will be the Czech Republic's initially, because they finished in second place after 21 races. And I will fully expect them to take gates 1 and 3, and so Great Britain could very well end up with 2 and 4. And then the key thing is which way round do they put them?
Yeah, I've got to say, I think Tom Brennan should, in my opinion, be given gate 4. I think he's been the consistent starter. I think you've got to give him the difficult gate, because you're not after a race win. You're after 5 points at least. So, you know, they've got to fill at least second and third. So I think you've got to give Drew Kemp the best opportunity you can.
Yep, we will wait and see, but I tend to agree. They're discussing it now, actually. You can see that. So here we go. They're being pulled forward to do the... This is crunch time. Nervy times here for these young lads, Chech and Schulpek, and just chatting away also. I'm sure they've already made up their minds which way they're going to go. Lovely evening, glorious summer's day here in Denmark. Vojens have been bathed in sunshine throughout the day. It's been short sleeves order throughout. It's a little chillier now, 1 or 2 jackets being worn, but they've been royally entertained. Nobody's gone home. Disappointment for the home nation, hasn't been their night, but they've got a second chance tomorrow night. And when we see the Speedway of Nations Grand Final on Saturday, but that's what they're racing for, the Speedway of Nations 2 trophy. Will it be Poland? Poland have been dominant, although they did just slip up in their 6th ride.
Pressure was off at that point, though.
Yeah, Moscoviak just couldn't quite land a blow, so, but you're right. But they're through, and the Czech Republic and Great Britain, for the second time, or the third time this evening, are actually going to go, second time, excuse me, are going to go head-to-head. So just waiting patiently to be called forward. I'm assuming it's going to be the same procedure as we've seen in the 2 semi-finals earlier this week, with Phil Morris conducting the proceedings. Here he comes now. He's just rushing into shot. He's always rushing around, Phil Morris.
Yeah, busy man.
So now let's get down now to Phil Morris, and he is in charge of the gate positions.
We are here for the gate choice for the grand final qualifier between Czech Republic and Great Britain. Zdeněk Schneiderwind next to me. Which rider will take which gate, Zdeněk?
Jan Chech have red and Petr Chlupáč blue.
So no surprise there from the Czech Republic. That isn't Phil Morris, I do apologise, but nonetheless we are
Neil
clear.
Vetcher is team manager for Great Britain. Which rider will go on white and which on yellow?
Tom Brennan in white, Drew Kemp in yellow.
Thank you.
So there we are, 2 and 4 for the Great Britain team, and Brennan will go on the inside with Kemp on the outside. We have a difference of opinion here in the commentary box, but there's no doubt that Brennan was very sharp away from gate number 2 last time out, but they must get a heat advantage. They're just going to hope that Kemp can do a little bit more coming from the outside.
I don't mind being proven wrong in this particular instance.
No, absolutely not. But there's no doubt that the Czech Republic, who have just dipped a bit later on in the meeting, they started like a house on fire, then they had a couple of poor rides, but then bounced back with that heat advantage in heat 21. So they're still a solid outfit. So Great Britain, possibly at a disadvantage with gates 2 and 4, are going to have to do something. And young Drew Kemp is going to have to produce something pretty special in the first corner.
Yeah, he is. He's going to. They've obviously just decided that they wanted to get someone out front to maybe control the race. And Drew Kemp, we know we've said it before, he's capable of making some fantastic starts. This is a time when he needs to pull one off.
Yeah, I actually witnessed something pretty special from him on Monday night back in the UK, where he hadn't had a great night, but his last ride actually won the meeting for his team, and he absolutely flew away from the tape. So he can do it, and Neil Vetcher will be hoping he can produce something very similar here now. But it's slightly different circumstances. A World Championship on the line. At the very least now, one of these teams is going to pick up bronze. Great Britain were in 3rd place last season, so they're desperately trying to do better than that. They want to get through to the grand final and join Poland, but the Czech Republic, they have been pretty tough. And I've got to say, they've enjoyed a superb week of Speedway, the Czech Republic. Riding so well, Jankovic and Václav Milik earlier this week to go through to the final tomorrow. So Kovic has had a busy week, and he's still got plenty of work to do. Still, quite possibly, we'll have 2 more rides tonight with this one and possibly getting through to the final. So tense times for the under-21 riders. There's no doubt about that. Plenty of encouragement for both teams. But this is crunch time now, Chris. You're just going to have to remain yourself to keep nice and calm. Well, we can get some more reaction with the Czech Republic team manager, Zdeněk Snyderwin, with Abby now.
Zdeněk, these are tense times, especially for these young guys. What advice have you given them?
Yes, for me it's today dream, but yesterday was super, and today is super same.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, lovely bloke, Zdeněk, actually. I rode against him a lot on the grass track and long track scene. So here we go then. Heat 22, the grand final qualifier, with the Czech Republic going head-to-head with Team Great Britain. Really is tense out there. Sudden death there once again. Czech Republic going for gates 1 and 3. Jankovic will go off the inside in red. Petr Šulpek will come out of gate number 3 in blue. Tom Brennan coming out of gate number 2 in white. Drew Kemp off the outside in yellow. We're not sure that's the right way round, but we're hoping to be proven wrong. But nonetheless, this is tense moments now.
Yeah, nervous times. Both these pairs will have spoken about tactics in regard of the first turn in particular, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out.
Indeed it is. Who's going to join Poland in the grand final tonight to see who's going to be crowned world champions once again? Got to say the Czech Republic, as Zdeněk Snyderwin was saying, they have had a super week. And that is not overstating it at all. They were terrific with Milik last night, and they've certainly ridden superbly well. They've had a bit of a dip in form, but they bounced back with 5 points in Heat 21. And as a consequence, they've got this head-to-head shootout with Team Great Britain. Neil Vetcher, of course, said earlier they were in the mix, and so it's proved to be. Here we go then, Heat 22, the last chance qualifier. Who's going to join Poland in the final? Green light comes on now. Away we go. Brennan's made a fantastic start out into gate number 2. Klemskovic on the line, but Kemp's out the back. Šulpek in 3rd place, hanging on there. Kovic pushing on hard behind Tom Brennan. Brennan now under threat from Kovic on the outside. He's looking across. Tied out in in front. Schulbeck back in third place. Kovacs, what a move that was. Switching to the inside. Sensational move from Jankovic.
Yeah, Jankovic, just so much speed, riding so well. Tom Brennan now having a look. He realises at this point that this isn't going to be enough. He's got to find a way past for Drew Kemp, but Drew's just tailed off at the back, and I don't think that Tom Brennan's going to be able to help him now.
Slowing down, trying to do the very best he can, but then he could be coming under threat for Schulbeck to pass him. We've got one more lap to go. Schulbeck now coming under pressure from Drew Kemp. Brennan can't do any more than he's been doing. Jankovic is out in front. Brilliant ride from Kovac. Brennan in second place, and the Czech Republic are through. Bronze medal for Team Great Britain. Disappointment there. They did everything they could. Possibly Gate 4 just proving too much of a task for Drew Kemp. He'll be bitterly disappointed. Of course he will.
Yeah,
but
well,
congratulations.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, but congratulations to the Czech Republic. They have ridden solidly throughout the night.
Yeah, fully deserved. Great ride from Jankovic and solid from Schulbeck. Been backing him up all night. And absolutely fully deserved to be in the grand final.
6 points for the Czech Republic. They're in the final. Jankovic riding superbly well, hit the front and stayed there. Schulbeck back in third place. Tom Brennan trying all he could to try and slow the race down to get Drew Kemp in to third place, but it proved not to be. But Schulbeck and Jankovic into the final. They're going to get a silver medal at the very least.
Yeah, it's been a great meeting, and the Czech Republic deserve their place in the grand final. Tom Brennan, he's had a great night, made another great start, selected to go round the inside and thought that was the quickest place to be, but Jankovic now charging up the inside, just saying, no, you're not tight enough, you've left me some space and I'm coming through. And then it was all down to Tom Brennan to think about slowing the race down. Wasn't able to do that, but another fantastic ride from Jankovic. He's been a busy man this week.
Yeah, and they've been busy now because they're going to have 3 races on the spin, the Czech Republic, and that's not ideal. Poland are just sitting back, watching all the action, relaxed. It's been some time, actually, since Poland have raced. So it will be interesting to see which way it goes, but I just sense that Poland will have the opportunity to win their 9th consecutive Under-21 World Championship.
Yeah, there'll be 15 in total.
Wow, that is an incredible record they have at this level. Disappointment for Drew Kemp. And you can feel for him, just not managing to do it. Hindsight, a wonderful thing. Should he have been off gate 2?
That's the way round I would have done it, but look, you know, Czech Republic, strong pairing, they've had a great night, and to finish third, you know, they finished above some strong teams, Denmark, Australia, Sweden, Latvia, obviously, so they've not had a bad night.
No, they certainly haven't disgraced themselves, and they've been in the medals once again. Consistency at this level. Of course, they were looking for gold, but it's not to be this year. They'll have to wait till 2023. And but for the Czech Republic and Poland, now we have the shootout for gold and silver. At the very worst, second place they have earned. Poland there just beginning to gather themselves. They're very used to being in this position, that's for sure, when you've won 14 times at this level.
It's not the first time they've done this.
No, and Rafael Dubrovky, actually, even though Cieslak, excuse me, the previous team manager, did an awful lot of winning with the World Cup. Rafael Dubrovky actually guided the under-21s to all that success.
Yeah, he's been with the under-21s, I think, since 2012, so plenty of experience with the younger riders. He's taken several of those riders through to senior medals, so he knows what he's doing.
He does, and it could be a huge week for the Poles. So this will give their camp a massive boost if they can come out on top here in the grand final tonight. Petr Schulbeck clearly has still got plenty of energy there.
Yeah, he's young.
He is indeed, but just as possibly saying hi to people at home. But we've got the grand final gate choice next. Not too much time before we will be involved with that.
It's got to be... It'll be Poland taking choice, and I'm pretty certain that they'll be taking 1 and 3. I really can't see any other choice. Which way round they will go, I don't know. I maybe expect Jakub Miskowiak probably to be given the outside gate 3. But we'll wait and see.
So, yeah, here they come now, the boys, moving forward. Tend to agree 1 and 3's got to be the favourite choice. Interesting to see which way round they go, because Moscoviak and Szczeniak, they've been switching around a few times.
Yeah, just sort of my thoughts are that Moscoviak will go off gate 3.
Okay, right. I have now learnt the gentleman's name who is conducting the gate positions. It's Ronnie Schaefer from Germany.
Well done, Kevin.
And he is the race director for the Under-21 World Championship. Should have known that, but I thought Phil Morris was going to be in charge, but it wasn't to be. But Mr. Schaefer is now in charge, and we will be moving down to him now for the grand final gate positions.
We are here for the gate choice for the grand final between Poland and Czech Republic. Rafał Dobrucki as team manager for Poland. Which rider will take which gate?
Moscoviak red, Czerniak blue.
Thank you.
No surprise, Chris, there really. About gates 1 and 3.
No, I had them the other way around. But
as coach for the Czech Republic team, which rider will take which gate?
White, Petr Chrupáč, and yellow, Jan Chech.
Thank you.
So Petr Šulpek going from gate number 2, and Jankovic will go from the outside. And there's no doubt that this is quite a shootout. Got to say that Moscoviak going from the inside this time. Szczeniak possibly feeling that they had the better way round. They must have discussed that. They've had plenty of time to discuss it.
Yeah,
but they didn't
maybe
know
too much time.
Yeah, maybe, but they didn't know who they were going to race, did they? So all of a sudden that must have come into the equation. But Jankovic certainly in sparkling form in the previous race where he got the better of Brennan. And if he can produce something like that, then the Czech Republic still have a huge opportunity. 4 laps, pressure on, Chris, anything can happen.
Yeah, the Czech Republic have, I think, picked their gate positions, given their riders the way round that I would be thinking about it. They've given their number 1 man the harder job, the outside gate. You've got to give the other guy the best opportunity to get himself into a point-scoring position, knowing that you just need a 2nd and 3rd.
But they are up against it. They're up against the world champions. And but before we go any further, we can get some reaction now with Abby. She's got Rafał Dobrucki with her.
Rafał, you've got such great pedigree in this competition. You could be making it your 9th consecutive win.
Yes, I didn't expect big problem in the practice. After the practice, we are not very happy because the track is very difficult to change all the time, and we need to make a right setup all the time and change everything. After the practice, we have a lot of questions, but now only one. Who won?
Yeah, and it's been a busy night for both of your riders, and we obviously wish Przemski well, but Czech Republic also been so strong this evening.
Yeah, that was a very tough meeting. All teams are really strong and look solid, so yeah, we're going on the final.
May the best team win. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so it is a tough meeting, and when the World Championship's on the line, nobody's going to give it to you. You've got to earn it. Poland were the strongest team through the first 21 races. Their qualifying heats, 36 points. That was clear, but now sudden death over 4 laps, and you've got to say that they'll be a little bit cooler, won't they? Will that be a disadvantage or an advantage? Because the Czech Republic have been racing in every race.
Yeah,
they're going to have 3 on the spin.
The Czech Republic, you know, they've had to go through the extra race. They've got the adrenaline flowing, the blood flowing. I don't think it's any bad thing for them to have you know, just had these 3 races on the trot, to be honest. I mean, obviously it's difficult, it's a warm night, machinery suffers a little bit, but got to say, Rafał Dobrucki in that interview looking a little bit more confident and a little bit less nervous than he did on Wednesday.
Oh, I say that with the last chance qualifier there for the Polish team, but he knows at the very least his team is going to pick up a silver medal. So we've got Moscoviak going off the inside in the red helmet colour. Here we go. Jakub Moscoviak in red off the inside. Maciej Szczeniak coming out of gate 3 in blue. Petr Šulpek will come out of gate number 2 in white, and Jankovic will go from the outside in yellow. This is it then. This is when the World Championship is decided. 4 laps to see who's going to be crowned the World Champions of Speedway of Nations number 2 for 2022 here in Vojens. What a night of Speedway we had. What a week of Speedway we're enjoying. It really has been a festival. And one big race to go tonight before we move on to the Speedway of Nations final tomorrow. and can't wait for that. But there's no doubt that this is a big shootout, and the Czech Republic have ridden out of their skins this week. They really have done fabulously well.
Worked so hard to be in the position they're in now. They've given themselves a chance to stop Poland's run of 8, making it 9 consecutive wins in this competition. And got to say, Poland do start this race as favourites, but Jankovic has been in spectacular form.
Yeah, we'll need support from Šolpek, of course. I just fancy the Poles. I just think the pairing is just that little bit stronger than the Czech Republic. Šolpek possibly slightly vulnerable here, but nonetheless, he's still ridden very well in the heats in the last 2 outings. Everything possible, everything on the line. This is what it's all about. This is what these boys live for, what they dream about, winning gold medals. So here we go, the grand final. Green lights on. Tapes are away. Skowiak's made a superb start, but it's Czech Republic coming into 2nd and 3rd. No doubt about that with Šieniak out the back. He's pushing hard, really hard up the inside of Šolpek. And then Jankovic round the outside. Oh my goodness gracious me, have we got a shock on the cards here? There's Skowiak out in front. Jankovic coming on even stronger, really fast in 2nd place. And Šieniak looking for a way past Šolpek. Drama here in the grand final with Skowiak out in front.
We've got 2 battles going on here, and either one of them are going to make a massive difference.
It's backed up.
That's
drama.
Disappointing.
Oh, unbelievable scenes there. You've got to feel for Šolpek. The bike just packing up at the crucial moment into the last lap. With Skowiak out in front. And it looks like Poland are going to make it 9 on the spin, and they're going to retain their World Championship. Round the last corner. With Skowiak out in front, he's going to start celebrating now, Kevich. But Poland are the World Championship winners here in the Speedway of Nations 2 in 2022 in Vojens. Fabulous performance from them. You've got to feel for Šolpek and the Czech Republic there. That really was poor timing with the problems with his bikes, but congratulations to Poland.
Yeah, Poland topped the score chart, deserved the win, but you've got to feel for Šolpek. He was doing his job, he was doing a fantastic job, riding a great line, and then he packs up. So that's 9 on the bounce for Poland.
So very close to a really dramatic win for the Czech Republic. They'll still pick up a silver medal, and it's been a great week for them and a terrific effort from their youngsters.
Yeah, cracking stuff. Skowiak comes off the inside. Great start. Šolpek now, he works hard in that first turn, gets back across, claims that 3rd place, all-important 3rd place behind Jankovic, who was charging hard up front to try and do something about Skowiak. And then on that final lap there, he's just packing up.
Can you believe it?
Unbelievable bad luck. They had it sewn up.
They had indeed, but it turns out that a little bit of good fortune for the Poles sees them through to their 15th title at under-21 level. They really are the country that produce so many young superstars, and their reign at the top at this level continues.
Yeah, the other countries around Europe and the world have got to look at how they're producing these kids, because they are dominant at this level.
They are indeed. They've always put a lot of emphasis on it. It's been something that they've been very keen to do well in, and it's produced remarkable results. And there's no doubt that Šieniak, you've got to say they've done it the hard way, because they lost that rider, Przemski, excuse me, so early on, but they've come back and done the business. Bartosz Marslik clearly delighted. It'll be a boost for the whole team, the senior squad as well, won't it?
It will, yeah. They'll go into tomorrow evening having witnessed this and having seen the battle that they put out there, and they'll want to do exactly the same.
So Poland pick up the gold medal here this evening. Czech Republic in 2nd place, silver medals for them, and Team Great Britain finishing in 3rd place will have bronze. So there we see the result of the final. Jakub Skowiak out in front, Maciej Šieniak in 3rd, 6 points for them, just the 3 points for Jankovic and the Czech Republic. Got a feel for Šolpek with that problems to the equipment at a vital moment in the race.
Devastating for Šolpek. Done the job that he had to do. Just picking up that 3rd place would have been enough. So disappointing for Czech Republic.
And you've got to believe that they did the right thing with the gate pick.
Absolutely.
They did everything right.
Yeah, they did the traditional way round.
So there we see the overall standings. Poland coming out on top. Czech Republic in 2nd place. Great Britain in 3rd. Latvia 4th. Denmark 5th. Australia in 6th. And Sweden in 7th place. Not the best night for Sweden. But as I said earlier, the dominance from Poland continues here at under 21 level. And had a touch of good fortune in the final, but nonetheless, you've got to be in it to win it. And they were in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I think fortune was balanced out. They obviously lost their #1 man, Przemski, in his first ride. So, yeah, you've got to say that on balance, they deserve this victory.
Yeah, Sieniak coming in and doing a marvellous job, actually.
Yeah, brilliant job.
And settled into the groove straight away with Miskowiak and doing the business. And unfortunately, you know, the problems with Shulpek will be forgotten very quickly. They won't really worry about that, will they? They'll just be delighted that they've won again.
They'll take the medal.
They'll take it. They're not going to hand it to the opposition, that's for sure. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it, Chris. It's been a smashing night of Speedway, and it's been rough and tough at times, but nonetheless, it's been thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this one before the start of tonight, and it hasn't disappointed. The lads have given absolutely everything right down the score chart. Every single rider has given their all, as you would expect. You know, these are all young men looking to make their way in the world of Speedway, and yeah, they can be mighty proud of the effort they've put in tonight.
Yeah, hear. That's absolutely right. Great words there. And as I say, the first final is now done and dusted, and the riders will now make their way towards the presentation area. And we will see Great Britain coming forward initially. Neil Vacher and his men maybe a little disappointed to have missed out on silver and gold, but nonetheless they still go home with a medal. They have done a good job, a job that they can be proud of. And still more opportunity. Tom Brennan, of course, this is the last opportunity for him to represent his country in the Speedway of Nations, because he will now be too old next year. So slightly strange to say that when you're only 21.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he will have to be replaced next year. So here we go then. Let's get down to Abbey. We've got an interview with the winning team.
Pavel, it smiles now. A hugely dominant performance throughout the night, even though it looked at one stage that it may go Czech Republic's way.
Yes, we really happy, because we have pretty tough way to first 3-4 races. We're still looking for good solution, good setup. So people in the pits do a really good job. Guys going pretty well. So very thank you, guys, teams, and people from SON, my old guys, because they do a really good job.
It was also wonderful to see the senior team out here this evening. And Mateusz, we talked about this earlier, but maybe now you can tell me, what advice was Bartosz giving you?
Only good advice. Yeah, that's all.
And how was this evening for you? Obviously, with the injury to your teammate, it's been a busy night for both of you, but we had 3 7-point hauls, so you have to be pleased with your performance.
Yeah, today for me and my team, this was a very hard meeting. And later, final race is very good, and I am very happy.
Well, it is your 9th consecutive victory at this level, your 15th overall. What an example you set to the rest of the world.
Well, what can I say? We're really happy and do the best. I want to say only one thing, don't show you one thing. Victor, we're waiting for you. Go back to the team very soon.
Nice words. Well done. Congratulations.
Well, there we are, the victors on the night. They must be overjoyed. Certainly a touch of good fortune. A lovely message there for Viktor Przemski after that nasty incident earlier on tonight. But Poland coming out on top, Chris. They're the world champions again. Yeah, you know, and fully deserved. Absolutely fully deserved. They were professional right through. They made a lot of good moves. It wasn't plain sailing early part of the meeting. As Rafał Dobrucki was saying there, they had to find their way, but you know, they had help from top guys, Bartosz Smarsnik, of course, Patrick Dudek, and it was nice to see those guys here backing them, but they're the guys out on the bike, done a great job. They have done a great job, but now we see up on the podium now, Team Great Britain, Neil Vacher, Drew Kemp, Tom Brennan and Leon Flint, who didn't get a ride tonight, but nonetheless, They finish in third place. It's the bronze medal for Team Great Britain this evening. But they can be proud of their performance and once again amongst the medals.
Yeah, rightly so. They can be very proud of themselves. A great night's work for them and another medal.
Big hand, the team from Great Britain.
Yep, so Great Britain now celebrating their third place on the night. Interesting to see exactly how the Czech Republic feel about their second place, coming so close to winning. But Zdeněk Schneiderwind leading his troops forward. No doubt about that, they have ridden so well tonight. I've got to say that they have done a massive job. Jankovic, Pietr Šurpek and Matthias Kamenik, who didn't get a ride, but you've got to believe that they came so close. I'm not quite sure what the emotions will be about, whether it's a touch of disappointment or they're just chuffed to bits with a silver medal.
Yeah, they'd worked so hard, and Zdeněk had made a great choice of gate positions. I think he made all the right choices. They came the hard way through the qualifier, but a great night's work for them.
Yeah, very many congratulations to them. Superb stuff throughout the week.
From Poland, let's give them a big hand.
So here we now see the world champions, the victors on the night. Rafael Dubrovky just bringing his troops forward. We send our best wishes to Viktor Przemski. Do hope everything's going to be okay for him. But Jakub Miskowiak and Matthias Szczeniak are the world champions here. And they have done it for the 9th consecutive time. Fantastic effort. So
to all the team managers, and
superb stuff from the Polish team.
The CEO here at Vojens Speedway
So
Center.
Jakub Olsen will come forward now to present the medals.
Managers. So
we're waiting for him to come forward now. There he is, just shaking all the competitors' hands. Terrific job that Jakub and his team have done this week. And they've still got one big night to go. And I've got to say that they've done very well indeed to maintain the track conditions, and the place is all looking very ship-shape indeed.
Top job.
Yeah, very much indeed. So Jakub, great to see him again.
That's congratulations, Poland, world champions. Congratulations to all the medalists and every single competitor here tonight. Fantastic meeting.
Yeah, terrific night of Speedway. Poland, the world champions again.
Now it's time for our 3 teams to receive their desired medals. Third place medal is presented by
Amanda Castagna now, the FIM representative here, head of the racetrack committee actually, Amanda Castagna. He is now presenting Team Great Britain with their bronze medals. Smashing effort by them. They had bronze last year. Of course they were looking for more, and possibly a touch disappointment that they didn't get better than that. But there's no doubt that it's no disgrace making sure you're in the top 3 in the world.
To Armando Castagna.
So Armando makes his way back. And now he is with the Czech Republic team. Superb effort. I've got to believe that the Czech Republic are absolutely overjoyed, in truth, because they were the underdogs coming into this week.
The second place medal is presented, and this time it's presented by Jean-Paul Gamboul, the FIM Sports Director. And
coming forward now to present
to the
Czech Republic, second on the night. Fantastic, so close to picking up gold. It would have been an unbelievable result. It really would have shocked the world, the Speedway world, in fact, if they'd come off and pulled it off. But just a bit of bad luck there in the grand final. But
shows
still,
how far they've come. They actually do look disappointed, don't they?
Yeah,
they're standing second, silver medal.
I wasn't quite sure how they'd feel, but you're possibly quite right there. And as I say, to get that close and then just come up short. But I'm sure once the dust settles, they'll reflect on the performance they put in, and they can say, yeah, silver medal, that we did a really good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the first place medal. And this time, the gold medal is presented.
So now it's gold medal time.
Daria Bavlic, the FIM jury president, and goes to Poland.
So Poland are crowned world champions once again. The gold medal is handed out to them. Smashing effort, got to say, down to 2 men, you know, that's never easy. They could ill afford to make any mistakes whatsoever, so they really did do the business. Had a bit of good fortune in the grand final, but there's no doubt about it, on the night, on reflection, fully deserved to be crowned world champions once again.
Totally agree with that, Kelvin. 2 fantastic riders that done a fantastic job. and fully deserved. They are the dominant force at this level in World Speedway right now. Congratulations, Poland.
Yeah, who can actually step up and beat them? Got awfully close tonight, there's no doubt about that, but at the moment they are pretty much own this championship, don't they? It's going to be a real big performance from somebody to actually snatch it away from them. The World Cup is back next year, and we'll be moving to Wrocław.
Ladies and gentlemen, finally, the big pokal, the trophy, of course, and store pokal til aftenens vinder. The SON2
So now we have the final presentation of the evening, the actual championship trophy. It says
the FIM board member, is up on stage now and shake hands to the Polish.
So now we see the Polish team presented with the Speedway of Nations 2. Ikan Lehman from the FIM Commission coming forward now to present Rafael Dubrovsky and his men the Speedway of Nations trophy. Looks quite a heavy weight, actually. I think they're struggling to hang on to it, but there we go. It actually weighs 20 kilos, I'm being informed, so yes, no wonder they were struggling with it. Terrific scenes. Pictures will be sent around the world. Poland, world champions again.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
So we'll now pause for a moment while we hear the national anthem of Poland. So there we are.
Thank you very much.
First three in the world. Poland first, winners on the night. Czech Republic in second place. Great Britain back in third place. Thoroughly enjoyed it, Chris. It really has been a spectacular night at Speedway. And I've got to say, there were shocks and surprises throughout, but nonetheless, we have witnessed something pretty cool tonight.
Yeah, we have. You know, we've seen Poland take 15 championships at this level. Fantastic job from them, but as I said earlier, great meeting. Really enjoyed the racing, the commitment from these young riders, and the future of Speedway.
So there we are. Speedway of Nations 2 is done and dusted. Terrific night at Speedway. We can now turn our attentions to the big final tomorrow night. Big final, of course. So we can just take a brief look at that now. So now we've just got one more meeting to come. The Speedway of Nations final itself tomorrow night here, back here in the Vojens Speedway Centre at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. It's going to be one hell of a shootout here tomorrow night. We're going to see some spectacular action. If the evidence of tonight is anything to go by, we are going to be in for a treat here on Saturday. Will it be a double for Poland, or will the host nation come out on top tomorrow night in Vojens? Will Denmark seal the deal? Time will tell. But there's no doubt that we have had a festival of Speedway. We're 3 meetings in with just one big night of action to come. Chris, it's been a fabulous week, but there's nonetheless, can't wait for tomorrow night for the Speedway of Nations final.